Welcome to another episode of Studio B Sessions. Here with me, Bindra, owner of Bindra Productions here in Orlando, Florida. And like the other episodes, we've got Mario on the producer table. Say hi, Mario.
Hey guys, how are you again? Nice to see you.
And our guest today is Jose. And he does event videography. You've been doing it since 2020, so you have a lot of knowledge about that, but you don't do my style of productions. So this, I think, would be a great conversation to get into. And plus, something really cool about you is you also own a photo booth business.
That's correct.
Such a cool combination to have, because I know
Very
they are
different.
asking us. Have been multiple times have been asked about photo booths, so that may be something to learn about here. But welcome, thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me. Of course.
So was this a long drive?
It's about 40 minutes, but you know, Orlando traffic.
Yeah,
So,
everything's 40
Turnpike
minutes.
was good. 408
Yeah.
was good. And then that's it.
Oh, it
Inner city
was-
traffic was fun.
That's crazy, yeah. And if all three are usually traffic, then it can take over an hour to get anywhere here.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, I'm sure people, if somebody's listening from Atlanta, they'd be like, what are you complaining about?
Yeah. If you come to Florida,
Yeah.
just know, add an additional maybe 15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
buffer, 100%.
To everything? All right.
Yes.
But you made it on time. We started on time, so that's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So season 2,
Yes.
you're here. And I know we talked at the first time I remember talking to you is at the Meetup. I think it was at Chris Chan's place. David
Yes.
Moorfield did the Meetup.
Yes.
And it was so great to know you, and seemed like you have such passion for video production. Talked about that the Meetup and just overall in general the community that we have.
Of course, of course. So I started watching David on YouTube, right? You go into the funnel of YouTube, you find one person, it's like, oh, I like that. Just kind of like behind the scenes stuff, and then just him talking, voiceover, I like it. So, and it was a lot of learning from it, right? Like you said, I'm not a part of this production styles, but like as far as DPs and grip and all that, I'm just like, yeah, do you do? Yes, I do video.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't have a name for every single thing, right?
Yeah.
But when I started reading, watching his videos and things like that, and at one point he was just like, hey, yeah, if you're in Orlando, I'm like, hold up, you're in Orlando? And then he's like, yeah, if you're in Orlando and you want to come out to one of the meetups, come through. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm used to that. I'm
Yeah.
used to the face-to-face, very personable, when it comes to that. So I was like, yes. I told my wife, I put it on the calendar and it's set. And the first time I went was the one in downtown, but I didn't stay that long.
Mhm.
The second one, we closed shop.
Yeah.
So, which was awesome. Getting to meet new people. And then when I talked to you,
Yeah.
it was just like kind of like different levels, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you meet everybody there, and everyone has a start, and then everyone where they're at is where they're at.
Yeah.
They could always grow if they want to, but if they don't want to, they just stay where they're at.
Yeah, and the way I think this industry is, to be real, I know people think that there's levels to it. I feel like you do all levels if you want to stay up to top. Meaning, like, sure, I'm running my own production sometimes, but then there's times where I'll help a friend and I may be a gaffer on their set, or I may be a DP on their set, and then that's not my set, right?
Mhm.
So there's levels to it, but sometimes you can be operating at different levels. Like the other day I was in a shoot, I'm just a cam op, right?
Mhm.
I'm lower on the totem pole, but it's really interesting to see how the director, the DP there, plus networking. Now that I met these people, they know, hey, he does that. Oh, he owns the whole van and he owns this whole production company, right?
Mhm.
It can be a networking opportunity. It can, so you never know. What I'm saying is you're doing multiple roles. So sometimes, you could be the boss, and sometimes you're lower on the totem pole.
Yeah.
And I think at least staying flexible keeps you, I don't know, on the toes, up to date with what's happening. Plus, you can see the other side of it. Because when I'm working under a different DP or director and they do something that I don't like, I'm like, ooh, I got to make sure when I'm DPing or directing, I don't do that.
Exactly.
Right? Or, oh, I liked what they're doing, and you pick it up. And I think after years, that's how you form your personality, right? So it's
Yeah.
little bits that you picked here and there to make what you do amazing, right?
Yeah, for sure. Someone recently told me is like the biggest form of flattery is copying the style or copy what they do. So it's a learning curve anywhere you go, and you work with different people and their style of working. It might be different than yours, but you learn.
Yeah, I think Steve Jobs said it or something. I may be saying this incorrectly, the code, but good artists steal. Good artists copy and great artists steal. It's totally okay in our industry to have style. Nobody can patent a way to make a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you like something and it works for your project, you should do it. And like you said, it's actually a form of flattery. I would be amazed if somebody ever was like, "Hey, you did this and I liked it and I did it," and I'm like, "That's awesome." You know, like I wouldn't be like, "You copy me." There's no way to copy how you place a light or how you place a camera. You know, I don't know. I think it's just style, and if somebody likes your style, like you said, I would treat it as more as flattery than something
Now,
negative. Yeah.
The one thing they can do now is like print out the script and then copy the words.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, relax.
Yeah.
There's levels to that, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that would be plagiarism, right? Yeah. I mean, with
Exactly.
ChatGPT, even plagiarism, is that a thing now? Because
Yeah,
it's
true.
technically copying all the data to spit out something.
Listen,
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm glad I didn't go to school at this time because ChatGPT would have been my friend.
Yeah.
I literally saw a car and it had "Thank you, chat, for letting me pass."
And you know what's crazy now? I think it's the reverse effect happening because I get it. Colleges and schools don't want you to, copy or use chat. But then these tools, which is business opportunity, have come up that, they'll tell the professors or whatever if this is AI or not. But a lot of time they can actually flag good content incorrectly just because, for example, something Chad does a lot is use those hyphens. So,
Yeah.
but now if you're somebody who likes using hyphens, you're screwed because it's
Yep.
going to always flag your thing as, this is AI written. So it can also have the negative effect where if you don't use AI, I could still think you're using AI. Because if you're using
100%.
words in a certain way, not that everyone does, but I'm saying if you're that random person who does do that, because it did pick up all this from somewhere, right? It's been fed into it, then you're screwed.
Yeah, 100%. I recently talked to a friend of mine, and she's an event planner. And the way she replied, I was like, "This sounds like chat." Harry Potter.
Yeah. Copyright.
Yeah,
Hey.
copyright. Don't delete. No, but it sounded like a bot. So I was like, "This sounds like ChatGPT response." So, and then she's like laughing my butt off because it was just her.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, it just sounds too close to AI."
And see, that could be a problem for people who do talk or write like that. So it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I couldn't live my day now without chat because it's like I run everything through it. It's still my voice, I think, at least because I write it and then I just help it use it to rewrite.
Mhm.
So I'm like, it's just making me sound a little better than with all the errors and
It's
stuff.
more
I get.
polished.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus my roughness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think again, I like the AI tools. I have nothing against them. The only thing I would be is where it's all AI because you can't technically go and just write an email to reach out to someone or something like that. I don't know. And then it spits out something and you copy paste. Then I feel like there's no personality in it. It's just AI. That I don't want to read. But if you write something and say, "Oh, make it more friendly," or add a line where I say something, then I think it's fine.
Make it sound like me.
Yeah, exactly. It's making you sound better or professional or more friendly or whatever that is. I think then AI is fine. But I guess each person has their own parameter of where they're okay with AI.
100%. I like the ideas that it comes up with, and they just make it your own.
Yeah.
Right. Your own voice, your own personality. I'm very outgoing, and I try to just stay in my lane when it comes to that, but it comes out funny sometimes to people. So it just I use it for ideas and then just kind of implement it in my own my own voice at that point.
That's pretty cool. So how did you come into photo booth?
So photo booth was first, about 10 years now, about 10 years doing photo booth. So I went to one of my cousin's weddings, and they had a booth, and it was an awesome experience. And the quality wasn't even there, but I liked the experience of it. So me and my wife were talking, we're like, this sounds funny, but we were at Taco Bell, we're eating, we're like, we need to start a business. What business? And then she's like, how about the photo booth thing that was at the wedding? And I was like, okay, that sounds good. We had a certain amount of money we wanted to invest in something, so we're like, let's do it. And I didn't buy new. I bought used from they're a huge DJ company now, but they were a photo booth company and they did DJ, but not too much. I bought it from them and it barely fit in my car, but I made it work. I made it work. And for a good while, we were doing it with that same booth, and then we just kind of started scaling. We want to make everything easier for us. And then when I noticed that, okay, I can't do it all myself. And then I started hiring people to do it. And now it kind of it's like a turning wheel. I get events, I set everything up and they come pick up and come drop off.
Look at that. That's easy.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before photo booths?
So at that time I was working for a big cable company that people don't care for
Yeah.
it as much. But I was a technician, so I was going up on the poles and I was fixing the cables and making it happen.
Yeah.
So then I went into sales from there. It was crazy. So the company was like, okay, you're a technician, but if you want to make extra money, just upgrade them for a higher speed internet. And I was like, the first day I want to make a sale. I want to make a sale. So I was making an extra $100 a check, and I was like, yo, this is awesome. And then I got interviewed for sales, and I'm like, I'm not that good at what I'm talking about.
It's one thing to upgrade internet than to like sell. Yeah.
Exactly. So then it just kind of gradually went from there. So I went from there to door, literally knocking on people's doors. And I was good for, I want to say 3 or 4 years. Just conversation is literally a conversation, right? And then just kind of kept going in the sales route. And I went business to business for a while, for about 4 years, business to business. And then that's where my day-to-day job ended because of the boss.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. So what's crazy though is that I'm sure helps you now in your businesses that you run both, photo booth and video, because sales is one of those things that is so undervalued, but it's extremely useful because you can use it anywhere. And I think that also I find it's the stigma with the word sales. Because a lot of people think when you say sales, they think, oh, you sleazy, like you're pushing something or whatever. And I'm like, not all sales is bad, but sales is very integral, especially if you're running your own business. If you have no sales, you'd be out of the business.
Exactly.
So it's an invaluable lesson. I feel like then that helped you, I guess, doing all that for years for that company, right?
So I've learned a lot of what I do from YouTube, right? YouTube University. The first day I got interviewed for a door-to-door sales job. That was my first one, right? It was in the same company, so door-to-door sales for a cable company, right? I didn't know it was door-to-door. They just said it was a sales job. Okay, let's do it. More money. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. And at that time, I needed more time with my kids. I was like, and I needed more money, so let's do it. And when I got there and they were just like, yeah, it's going to be door to door, I still didn't know what that meant. I was like, okay, yeah. And then on the way to training, I YouTube how to be a good door to door salesman. So I started learning from there. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. And then the first day out in the field, knocking on people's doors, I was just like, oh my God, what did I do? Because I went from a pretty decent pay for a technician to, at that point, it was $15,000 a year for their base. Wow. And then the rest is commission. So
you have to
sell.
Yeah.
You have to sell.
That is where your real money is coming from.
And it was amazing. After I learned what I was doing, it was amazing, good money. So I enjoyed that.
So when you got the photo booth business, then that's all you started doing, right?
So I was still working full time, but because the sales is sales based, you work when you kind of want to work, I guess. Yeah. So I was working 3 hours a day, door to door, and it didn't affect my ability to do events. So especially the weekends, that's usually the biggest events. I like the in between and like the during the week because usually it's corporate, and I love those. They're just here's what we need and that's it. Bye. Yeah. They never complain about price. They never complain as long as you show up on time. And I haven't missed an event, period. Wow. And knock on wood. Yeah. Let me do that right. But I was working full time for quite a while. I mean, I just went full time on photo booth and video a year and a half ago.
Year and a half is when you've been just doing this.
Yes.
So how many photo booths do you have now?
I have 5 photo booths.
5 photo booths.
Yeah, all different styles.
So is it a profitable business? Because I don't know nothing about photo booths. I just know sometimes my clients have come to me and it's like, oh, you're doing photo and video for everyone. Can you do a photo booth? And I'm like, that's not the same thing, right? But
it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not. It is. It is not.
Yeah, it's not. But it's. I see your point. But I'm just like photo and video. I don't know. I don't know anything about photo booths, like how much it costs or whatever. So generally, I've just called around and like, hey, we need a photo booth. What's the rate? And then so as a photo booth business goes, is it a profitable business? Or
it really is.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna gatekeep. So I'm gonna let you know. Yeah, it really is because once you buy the equipment, so example, I'm just gonna my experience, right? Yeah. I've bought a photo booth for about $2,500, printer, everything included. But I bought it bare and then I built it, right? It's kind of the same thing, but it's better because it's more affordable that way. But once you learn the program is $100 a year, and that's your overhead, that and your marketing and your your website, really.
Yeah.
Your website is how you get the most leads, pretty much. That is how you maintain the business. So on a monthly income, a monthly basis, you're spending maybe like $200-300 a month to run the business.
Wow, that's pretty low. Yeah, for a business. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're not really cheap.
Yeah.
We're not cheap, so we're a little bit higher.
So what can an average? And I know there's different
So
variations.
3
of
hours,
features, yeah.
typically 3 hours. A regular photo booth is about $800.
Wow.
And then for a drop off, we come 3 hours, we drop off, and then we come pick it up, like kind of like a bounce house.
Mm-hmm.
You're at $650. So really, and then the prints, how do you say it? It's like 700 prints. So a box costs $200. So it usually costs anywhere between 5 cents to 10 cents a print.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really inexpensive.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's an added-on cost. Or is that included?
No, that's included. That's included.
That's actually not bad for a client. I'm saying they pay that. They also get prints,
Mhm.
and then for you, seems like fairly profitable because there's no like labor cost. Right, once you leave it, you're done.
Well, for the drop offs.
Yeah,
For the drop offs.
your labor, but
Yeah,
once
there's no labor. Just drop off and go.
you go, you don't stay there with
Yeah.
it. Right.
The
And
other
there's
one,
no-
the prints, you do
You
because
do, oh.
there's possibilities of things going wrong.
so you
right?
want to labor
somebody
there,
there,
somebody
yes,
there.
yeah.
Okay. Do you normally go yourself or do you send someone? nowadays?
I'll send somebody if I'm busy or I have nothing to do, then I'll go.
Okay.
But I'll usually, and then the weekends usually send somebody. So that's just because I want the weekend.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get it. Yeah, you want more time with your kids.
Exactly.
How many kids you got?
I have 2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Two
Oh, wow.
daughters. I have-
How old are they?
I have a 12-year-old that's going to 13, but she's like a 25-year-old. But and then I have a 16-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
so they're-
a little
if
older.
you
I
have
Two
girls-
daughters, yeah, I have 2 daughters, but they're 4 and 8. So
Yeah, you have some
more
time.
young. Yeah,
They
some
still
time.
love you.
Yeah, they still love me.
My
I
girls
worked
love
that,
me.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, my girls love me, but my 16-year-old, and she's gonna laugh when she sees us. But yeah, there's a tug and pull right there. So yeah, but no, overall,
No, I get it. I remember, when I was, going through that age, but I guess it's a thing everyone does, and then you calm down and realize,
yeah,
it was just
it's
a
a
phase.
teen
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and I'm okay with it. I remember just it being about me and my friends, and that's kind of where she's at.
Mhm.
I mean, we're still very much involved in everyone's life. So our kids are very, they come to us for anything. So
Mhm.
it's great. But they know now that I'm home, especially during summer. It's like, oh, what are we doing today? What are you doing today?
Yeah.
They want to know my schedule. They have me. We put the tracker of like 360 on
Yeah.
their phone. No, they track us.
Yeah,
They track me and my wife.
it's the opposite now. Yeah.
100%. I remember them texting me like, "What are you guys doing there?" It's like, mind your business.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Kids tracking their parents. That's. I didn't even think about that, but that is seems like how it should go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess you track them, then they track you. Like, where's my parents?
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
have you tried to get your kids involved in the photo booth
My-
or the business or any business?
Yes, on the video side, my oldest, the 16-year-old, she's been second shooter for me for all my quinceañeras and my weddings for, I want to say, 3 years. So she was 13 when she started.
Oh wow.
I don't know how the labor force.
Yeah. I don't know laws
I don't know
around
the
child
law,
labor.
but she just came to assist. No, she grabbed the camera and she did her own thing. She knows how to do it. So and then my youngest, now both daughters both take pictures in our church. So at the church I attend, so they're photographers there.
Yeah.
So they're very much involved with cameras. They see my cameras. They know how to use my cameras.
That's pretty cool. So they'll have. I'm sure they have their own interests or whatever. But if this ends up being one of them, you can help them kind of
100%.
get in the industry or scale up faster because you
Yeah,
have gone through this.
100%.
So why'd you pick event video? Because I know, like I said, not that we don't do event videos. Being in Orlando, you have to do events and conferences because that's like the biggest thing. But obviously, I prefer to do more produced videos or whatever you can call it, or corporate commercials, the way I would put it.
Mhm.
So what made you pick event videos? Did it just happen, or is it a choice?
So it was the easiest to get into.
Mhm.
It's been it's about 5 years now, and weddings is the easiest to pick up. The weddings and quinceañeras was the easiest. I networked to a lot of photographers.
Mhm.
They're good friends. Now they became good friends. Once you network, it's kind of one of those things like, hey, you could text them, hey, how about this, whatever the case is. And eventually, because they only do photo, they need somebody to do video, and they'll think of somebody, right? Usually, I try to get them to think of me. Not get them to think of me. They want to do it organically, right? So that was where started, so I bought my first camera for $500. It was
Which
a
one was it?
A7 II.
A7 too?
A7 II,
Yeah.
$500 on Marketplace. So my parents sold some land. They gave us an inheritance of $100. That's why I bought it.
That's a very expensive land.
No. They saw their house. This was just like the beginning, right? Because
Yeah.
there's four of us. I mean, five of us total. So I have
Yeah.
4 sisters and all that. So it was a good amount. And then they have 13 nieces and nephews. They all got
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
So
okay,
everyone got something.
Yeah.
So it was a good chunk of money for them. But nevertheless, I bought the camera and I filmed my first wedding right before COVID. And it shut off on me 5 times in the wedding. I'm like, use camera.
Those old Sony cameras were not that good.
Yeah, they weren't.
That's why I was very anti-Sony then. But and again, it doesn't matter nowadays. Camera brands. What I'm saying, that's why I was like, oh, the colors are crap. The autofocus sucks, right? The
autofocus didn't work in the wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know about autofocus like that. Like I was like, yeah, it should work. No, it didn't really work that well. But I mean, I got my shots and I did my wedding. It was good.
So the client wasn't unhappy. That's
the client was not unhappy.
That's the
It
key,
was also a free wedding. So I was
so
like, hey, I'll do your wedding. Because it was at the Orlando where they do the plays. You know what I'm talking about? Right in downtown Orlando.
What do they do there?
They do the plays like where the Hamilton.
Oh
and
yeah,
Dr. Phillips Center.
yeah.
Is it Dr. Phillips Center?
Yeah, Dr. Phillips Performance Center.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was there. So it was supposed to be glam, and it was. I loved it. But just that was my first one. But that's kind of where it started, I guess. I got into the business side of, or the small business side of it, when Marcus Rideout? I think the one with the glasses. Anyways, he did the how to sell.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I was a part of that group,
Yeah.
and just learning from everybody. And at that moment, I still didn't have money to invest, so I was like, all right, I'm learning as much as I can at no cost.
Yeah.
Which
is the best kind of learning.
Yeah. It's like, yo, let's do it, and that's kind of where the small business side came, and I've been enjoying that venture. I've done brand stories. This year was my first time ever doing a corporate event. I loved it, honestly.
Yeah,
they fed you.
Probably nothing like weddings, though. Yeah,
no, very much not.
Yeah.
It's okay. Who's speaking next? Okay, what are they doing? The crowd, the look, everything was really nice. The interviews, setting them up.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot from everyone. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to how'd you learn how to do this? I didn't go to school for this. I don't have an FX6. I was telling him for the first time I got to see an FX6 today.
Really?
Yeah, and I mentioned that in the chat. I'm like, you guys. I think at one point you wanted 80 something.
Yeah. It was a project. Yeah, I was trying to work.
And I responded real quick. I was like, yo, it's funny. I haven't even seen one.
Well, now you're seeing what, 2?
Yeah, 2.
I mean, to be real, it's not that big a deal. I think again, and this is like where some people are, right? Like I said, people are just stuck on gear or whatever. It's like the biggest mindset when you have, and I feel like it's mostly a beginner mindset, is like, if I only had this camera, if I only had this microphone, or if I only had this, then I would do good. And that's the worst mindset you can have, because here's the thing: if you really need it and you can't afford it, then you can always rent it. I don't know why people are so against renting. And if you don't know enough people to rent from, then you need to go network. I get it. Some small things are not easily, because FX6, at least you can go to 10 websites. You can even ship it if, let's say, somebody locally doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But if you want the, let's say, Rode mics, those are cheap mics. No big rental house is usually going to carry those.
Yeah.
So you need to know somebody locally, I'm saying, around you to have that. So the easiest thing is a network. Locally, I said, tell people. But then it should be easy. Like, go to a friend, be like, hey, I'll give you, because road goes are cheap. So, like, I'll give you $30. Can I use it for a day?
Yeah.
They wouldn't mind. It's like, it's not costing them anything.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
you can have that. And then, you build that into whatever your cost is, I'm saying, that you're going to bill to the client. I don't know why a lot of beginners are anti-renting. I've noticed that's the trend. The more you high up, the more you're open to renting, and it should be the opposite, because when you have the funds, you're like, okay, I can invest in it.
Yeah.
But when you're beginning is when you shouldn't be investing, because like you said, you didn't even know what camera you needed.
Yeah.
You just bought one, and then obviously, thank goodness, it was for low money, so you probably got it back.
Yeah.
But imagine somebody goes out and buys an FX6 thinking that's what in
It's
demand.
gonna make it, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
it.
next thing you realize, oh, I'm doing event shoots, or I'm doing something where that camera is not the right fit. you wouldn't know that until you have enough work coming in, and it could become a workhorse, or it could just become a dust collector. And at that point, you wasted your money buying something you didn't need. So
Yeah, and that's why I'm gonna plug it real quick. The Orlando chat, it's super important to be involved in something like that.
Yeah.
And not everybody there is a production hub or a production company things, but there's a lot of learning that goes in there. And knowing people. I've met up coffee 100, well, not 100 times. I love coffee, first of all. And you're a little too far.
Yeah.
No, I'll probably invite you to coffee anyways.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, that's why I love going to meet people, and the Orlando chat has helped.
Yeah.
You network with right people, and honestly, just to be friends first. It's not about work. Yeah, a lot of people get that wrong when it comes to networking. Go to a networking event not to sell yourself. Well, hold on, not to sell your product. Sell yourself. Like, who are you? Are you a person that you want to vibe with and things like that? Then at that point, more times you see them, there might be a possibility at the end. You know that you guys
and you never know is what I'm saying. Sometimes, and people also want instant gratification. Like, let me go have coffee with this person, and then 3 days later, hey, any jobs for me? Why haven't you hired me? So you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be this fast. Now it could happen. There's a chance you go. They're like, hey, I have the shoot or whatever. You want to come by, but there's a high chance you may not happen for 6 months, a year. But when it does happen, it may be something really big. You don't know. I feel like you should, like you said, I liked what you said, where you're going into the mindset of just meeting them and selling yourself. You don't have to sell any product or service, right? You're just there. Hey, I want to get to know you, and here's a chance to get them to get to know you, and how that evolves. Who knows? It could just be them teaching you something where you're like, hey, I'm at this career level and I need to learn ABC.
Yeah.
It could just be as simple as that. And to me, that has huge value, more than them hiring you, if they can get you past some hurdle or whatever.
100%.
Or it could be the opposite, where you're like, hey, you need this solved. I'm actually better for your production company or whatever, where you can come in and be a cam op or whatever. So you can actually be helping them offload some of their work or whatever.
Yeah.
So you never know where it's going to go until you actually meet people. But I feel like you should never go with an agenda, because you have no idea what it's going to come out of it.
Yeah.
It could be nothing, could be a lot, it could just be knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Could be money.
Yeah. Yesterday I went to a networking event, and it didn't go great. There was not really that connection with anyone. Everyone kind of clicked up, and then I just asked why, right? And was it me, or was it that? It's like, no, it's just, maybe it's not the clientele that I was looking for, or just, I never go looking for work per se, but I do go looking for people that I might eventually want to work with. Because listen, if you don't vibe with me, and I'm usually a good, easy going person, then it's maybe that's not my right client. You know what I'm saying?
Or it could be just that they already, if sometimes what happens, and I've noticed that, I was telling Mario this, I brought him to a chamber that I'm a member of, and I was like, listen, you're new here. These people already have clicks, and I know a bunch of people, so I may also even go start chatting with someone I know. But don't feel uncomfortable, because it happens. Because sometimes you go somewhere, people already have groups, so they're in their group, and you go, how do I go here? And everyone's already clicked, so you have to find a way. And again, challenging. I'm not the biggest person, being able to interrupt people. But what I'm saying is that is where it requires skills, where without awkwardly being able to introduce. Get to know a few people, because you have no idea which group do you even click in. It could be
very true.
Some people, like you said, wouldn't vibe, but you have no idea, because they're in their little groups, they're chatting, they're having a good time, and you're like, which one do you even go interrupt? So it is the challenge of networking. Networking isn't the easiest thing. I totally get it. I have, it may not look like it because we're doing this podcast or whatever, but I am very socially,
I think you mentioned that.
introvert. So I'm like, I don't want to just go start talking to random
true.
people. No, but it's like we're talking video. I can talk about video all day, but just talking about random stuff with random people that I don't know is just not in my nature. I just don't do that. You know what I mean? So I don't like being fake at a networking event. So I have to make sure that people I'm talking to, it doesn't have to be about video, but it's something relevant. Like we're talking about something I care about. I'm not going to fake it, is what I'm saying. That's my entire point. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I could go get a job if I just wanted to, just make a living, right? I want to be myself. And then that's why networking events are actually difficult for me, especially where I don't know anyone. Because I'm like, I don't know who I vibe with. And if I go and they start talking about some random stuff or politics or something that I don't care about, then I'm like, I'm just gonna be standing there looking awkward because I'm like, I have zero interest in this conversation, right?
I think those are the ones I like the most.
Oh, really?
The ones I don't know anybody at all.
Oh, really?
Because it forces you. You're not gonna go in the corner and just be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
No, it forces you. It kind of gets you
Like
out
it's out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, 100%. And yes, sometimes it's very awkward to not interrupt them while they're talking, but interrupt as far as like, my presence already there. I already
Yeah.
just walked up to you guys and no one said anything to me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But those are honestly for me it's the best ones because then I will interject some way, somehow. And usually to give value, right? In anything you talk, right? Or just to giggle with them, it's the same thing. But it gets you out of your comfort zone, and I like getting pushed out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I left my full-time job. My full-time job was 6 figures, and I left there because I was uncomfortable with the situation there. Whole
No, I
story
get it.
there.
I wouldn't want to work with the a utility. Is that the right way? 'Cause technically, cable is a utility, but whatever. Any kind of that type of entertainment cable type of company. Because you're right. The practices are not the best. So situation, especially if you're in sales, I'm sure there was KPIs or whatever that you had.
There
to
was,
meet.
but it was definitely the boss that listen, when I got hired there, I saw myself for years there because the boss at the time, super nice lady, awesome. She pushed you, motivated you. The next one that came up was we literally said, who is that person going to fight with this time?
Oh, wow.
Every Monday morning there was a fight. But the boss and someone.
That's crazy. So you said I'm out of there. Is that what happened?
Yeah, my wife she was like, okay, we need to figure it out. And there was a prayer that we both were involved in, and I was at a what's it called? It was a coffee shop. Panera. It was at a Panera. They're doing some work, and
Not a coffee shop, but yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Panera,
But
Panera is not a
Panera's-
coffee shop.
But
I
mean, they did have a. Didn't I don't want to speak.
They do
but
have coffee.
Did they kill people? Panera's never gonna. I mean,
They do have coffee, but it's
But-
not the best.
yeah.
I'm just
I'd
saying.
like to do a commercial for Panera, but I heard last I remember they had some drink there with a lot of caffeine and a lot of people died or
that's-
whatever.
No, that's not Panera. I think that was Starbucks.
Now, can you Google Panera? I mean,
Let me
what are
check.
we?
Did
what are we-
Panera
where
kill
did this
someone?
conversation
I have no
go?
idea. They killed Panera's coffee
Yeah, look, Panera caffeine drink.
over caffeinated
Over,
drink.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Panera.
Okay, well,
At least they had something like that happen. And my
Yes, Panera.
was it Panera?
Panera Bread is facing multiple lawsuits, including wrongful death suits related to its
Oh my
charged
gosh.
lemonade beverage due to its high caffeine content. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
All right,
Well-
off topic, but yes, I was like, so technically not a coffee shop, but they
Okay,
did
okay.
have a lot of caffeine
They had
apparently, more than
really,
coffee
really,
shops.
really strong coffee that tastes gross. But anyways, I was there, and there was a gentleman next to me, and he was like, "Oh, the best thing in the world is to work for yourself, and the only way to do it is implementing systems."
Mhm.
And that's literally the prayers that we were talking about. And I already originally talked to somebody. This was for the photobooth booth side. Originally talked to somebody about helping implement systems, but it was a high cost. For me, 5K is a high cost.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Okay, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do it or not? Well, that was an answered prayer. When we did, it did help. It did help. So it was like, okay, this was a automatic, a no-brainer. I'm gonna do it. Jump the leap. And it's one of the hardest thing to do, going from a steady paycheck to not knowing when you're getting paid.
And it's not for everyone. Let's be real.
It really is.
I am all for entrepreneurial lifestyle. I wouldn't go back to a 9 to 5, but let me be real about it. It's not for everyone because here's the thing. If all you want is to get a steady paycheck, that a job is the best way. Where you go, you have a set schedule. If you make your hours, a good company, your payroll will come on
Yep.
time, and you can manage your expenses because you know what the rough income is. You know what I mean? Life is a lot more predictable. Plus, usually with those jobs, you leave the job, you're home, right? You're with your family. The thing about being an entrepreneur is
that light switch don't turn off.
yeah, and again, you can have a work-life balance, not as an entrepreneur, but it's still you work longer hours, you work harder, you're 24/7 technically worrying about your business. You have to do a lot more roles that you don't like. So there's a lot of negative, but then there's the pros. You make your schedule. If you don't want to work today, you just take a day off. You want to go spend time with your kids? You can. Now, business may suffer if you do that a lot. So you have to be that you have to have that self-correcting mindset or whatever. You have to self-manage your own lifestyle and schedule, which Some people can do very well, and then they become entrepreneurs. Hence, they make more money. And for some people, it'll be disaster if they don't have anyone telling them what to do. They're gonna get lost. But the people have to understand. Then the income is where the difference is, and the reason is when you get paid by a company. Let's say they give you $50,000. They're at least gonna make, and remember on company side, if they're paying you 50 grand, their cost is at least 80 grand. Once you add healthcare, the FICA, all the taxes and all that.
Yeah.
So it's more than what you actually get paid. And then on top of that, they're gonna at least get 3x their value. So if you're not making them at least $240,000, you're not worth $50,000 salary to them.
Exactly.
That's the truth. So now you can reverse that. You can come work for yourself and make the $240,000. But you have to know you're going to work that 3x extra.
Yeah.
That's where the people lose that. They're like, can I make more money and do the same work? No, usually no. I mean, there may be some lucky business somewhere, but most businesses that once you're done with everything, I'm talking meetings, counting, whatever, sales, marketing,
Most
building
small
systems,
business start like that. You have to do everything.
Exactly.
You have to do everything.
And as slowly you start to do, you can now, offload that to like, you can get accountant, you can get, a person who does, let's say, your inventory or whatever. You can start adding help, but then that increases costs. That means profit goes down. Now you got to increase the revenue. So it's a battle.
balance.
Yeah, and again, not for everyone, but who does, there's a high likelihood then you can make good money. Because you are putting in that 3x, that 4x work than you would in a 9 to 5. So it's kind of like which lifestyle is better for you.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool though. Like you said, you have this experience, you used it, you converted it into not one but technically two businesses, like I said, related. But so how does your video business work? Do you have like a sales person? Is it just you?
It's just me.
It's just you.
At the moment, it's just me, and then a second shooter, which is usually my daughter. If not, I'd hire somebody to help me with it.
And you said it's quinceañeras, it's weddings, it's now corporate events.
It's now corporate events.
So you're starting to go into more corporate work. What else? What other type of thing have you done?
Brand stories.
Brand stories. So that's more corporate work.
But I like to keep it. I would love brand stories all day because it's I don't know. You feel a little bit different when you finish that video. But the social media side, I have helped small businesses do social media.
So reels and content.
Yeah, but I don't focus a lot on, I guess you want to say funny reels, more of educational for them, and it's more beneficial, right? So I've done some lawyers, some different. They're very niche. For all of them. All of them are very niche, but it's worked. Yeah. It's worked out. That's more monthly. So,
And what camera are you on now? I know we heard you started with A7 II. What are you on now?
So I have 3 cameras now.
Okay.
I went from A7 II to A7 III. This was, like I said, back a couple of years ago, and that was my workhorse for forever, and it worked. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't have 4K 60, but I was like, whatever, I don't need it. Yeah. I'll live.
And you can do weddings without 4K 60?
You really can. You really can.
I don't do weddings, so I don't know.
No, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I did it for years. And it was at an event, and I was doing photo booth there, and I saw a videographer there. So I started talking to him, and he's like, oh, yeah, what kind of camera you got? And this, and he's like, I'm like, I only got this. I got this and this. And he's like, oh, so you don't have a video camera? I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, yeah, the 4K 60. I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, but I don't need it, because I done in that mindset right there. I didn't really need it. I wanted it, but I was like, you know what? Eventually. So my wife blessed me with a FX3.
Look at that.
Yeah,
That's a good gift.
Yeah, she was she's awesome. So she blessed me with the FX6 and FX3, and that with I paired with 2 different lenses usually. Tamron, was it 28 to 75, and then the 17 to 35, I believe.
Okay.
Those are my 2.
And that goes on your FXC. What's your second camera now?
My second is the A7 III, and then also the third cam is the A6600.
A6600. So you got rid of the A7
II. Yeah, I got rid of it for $500.
Yeah.
But
so
I made sure.
Your money back.
Yeah, I got my money back, but I made sure 100%. Listen, it's with this problem.
Yeah.
I don't play around with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were like, no, we could fix it, no problem. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
2 months later, she asked me, can I get a refund? I said, girl, that doesn't exist.
You told her, yeah.
I literally told you, I have it in writing. You told me, and then she was like, okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Like, can't
Yeah,
help you there. I'm sorry.
exactly.
But yeah, that's where I started, and that's where I'm at
No,
now.
that's a pretty good kit to have as an event videographer. And like you said, all you're doing is weddings, quinceañeras, where you need you plus a second shooter. Maybe that you could upgrade that A7 threesome point to get the FX30 or something like that.
Yeah,
Something matches better.
yeah, 100%.
But outside that, I'm saying it's just a good kit to have because good lenses,
Yeah.
and that's why I do I like doing this podcast because it's like passion project is to talk to people like you. You're doing different things, but it's still videography, and and there's no single path.
Yeah.
Nothing stops tomorrow someone to doing interviews and b-roll, making brand stories,
Yeah.
or go and shoot a quinceanera. It's at the end of the day, you find what you like or what is available. Because I do get it. Some markets, you may have access easier to jobs of certain kind.
Yeah.
Like I said, could I go shoot a quinceanera? No.
You
Could
could.
I don't know.
could.
I don't know.
I think
or
anyone
maybe I don't
could.
want to. Sure. Could I go do a wedding? Probably not. I stay away from personal stuff. My entire thing is we help businesses and brands. Whatever that is, right? That's my limitation. If it's not to help a business or brand, because sometimes we'll do a documentary, but it's to help a business or a brand, So that's fine. That's where, and I know it's very broad. In video, people like to even narrow more, but that's where I've kept myself. It's like, I will help anyone as long as it's a business or a brand, then I'm fine. But
You
I don't,
niche
if
down.
it's just personal, then no, I don't do it. But that doesn't mean it's not for everyone, because I know people who are killing it just doing weddings. You could charge a lot of money for weddings, 10,
Yeah.
15 grand, 20 grand
Yeah,
for
I
a
know
wedding,
someone
which
like
is
that.
crazy to think about.
Yeah.
I even think low-end weddings are like 2 to 5, right?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about pricing-wise weddings?
For weddings right now, around 2,500.
Yeah.
And that's under the lower package.
Yeah.
Usually it's a highlight reel. And I do interviews at weddings, so
Okay.
I like the interviews because I like the storyline that goes with it.
Yeah.
So I kind of pair it. Like the brand story. I learned a little bit of how to use video in that aspect of it. So I use the audio clips to baseline the story first. I don't just do pictures and that's it. No, I make sure there's feeling in it. And that's what I've always done in quinceañeras. The same thing, same concept. So I love it. Yeah.
So, if you were to start again now, and obviously you've done this for years now, what would you say? Like, you went to YouTube University, which I think is really good for people to be able. And now there's a lot of trash content there too. You just have to parse through and find the golden videos, but they're there.
But
Everything is there.
You don't know it's trash content when you're new.
Exactly.
At all.
So everything may seem like legit. So, because a lot of people, my issue is just that they're not actually out in the field. So what they may be teaching you may be relevant in a home office where they're making their content. It doesn't really work in a real world, So, but what would you say? Is there something that you learned on the job that you didn't learn from YouTube?
100%. Stop focusing on equipment. I have the equipment,
Yeah.
but if everything went away, I would literally get just my phone and a lavalier mic. With that, you can make a video.
Yeah.
I've made videos before on just phone, and it works. It works. Your phones are smart enough or good enough. So that'd be my first.
And UCG content. There's so much money in it, but people
TikTok.
Yeah,
Oof,
you can, and
100%.
just in for brand or even for Instagram or Facebook Reels. But like brands want now user generated content. They
100%.
want it to be shot on an iPhone, right? So you're right. You don't need much to start with as long as you're creative and you know how to get the most out of that device, right? It depends on what you're doing. Yeah,
Listen, it's a couple of things, right? Actually, I'd get 3 things, and I'd get a light.
Yeah.
Light. What is light? What is your iPhone? Or if you're doing Samsung, sorry, just switch over. That's a different story. But I would do that, and then also the lav mic to make it easier. Right now, really, even gimbals you don't really need because the phone has a stabilizer in it.
Yeah.
So it's easy. It's good. But then learn the story time and learn how to chat GPT. A lot of the points to it that we talked about before.
By the way, Samsung people are hating on you right now.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sorry.
how dare
Okay.
you?
Log off. Log off. No, I know.
No, I get it. It's a personal preference. Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
I use an iPhone too. But I feel like any phone nowadays that's high end will have good video that you can use, and get good content out of it.
Yeah.
For social media especially.
Exactly. And then once you get a little bit more in depth, use the off-brand apps like the Black Magic that have more control of the all the settings and things like that. But realistically, just go to cinematic mode at 4K. You're good.
Yeah,
you could build something really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And or what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to take a playbook out of David's thing. So recently, and I've been trying to vlog-ish. It's not gonna be. I can't be doing as good as David. I got.
He does it
I
on
don't know
his
how he
phone.
does it.
He
No,
does-
that's what I did. I was like, but I'm still not doing as good. That's what I'm saying. He does it. He's doing his DP job, and he's being able to vlog. I'm trying. I've been able to do as much as David, but that's the only way I could do it.
I forget.
was able to. Yeah, exactly. So the only way I've been able to do is quickly when I remember, I'm like, oh, grab my phone. I would never be able to go grab an FX3 or something else like. Because that takes more effort, time, and energy. This one is just literally like I was shooting yesterday, like while I was filming a real thing. I was like, I need a shot. So I was like, I need a shot of me operating. How am I gonna get that right? I can't move. I have to actually do the real shoot that I'm getting paid for. So I literally took my phone, put it in a selfie camera. I just held it here and hit record. I have no idea what it's capturing, but I know two things.
The ceiling.
No, yeah, but I'm like, no, I know two
Capture
things
the
that it's
ceilings.
gonna auto raise the shutter speed or whatever
yeah.
to get me somewhat in the shot, and then it's gonna make sure that I'm focused. I didn't have to even think about it, tap anything. I literally did this, and I kept doing thing, and it was done. I was like, I have probably something to put in the vlog, right? I'm trying, like I said. The thing is, it makes it easy, is what I'm saying. So there is times where I think phone is a good tool when you're trying to tell these fast-paced stories that are raw and real. I think it is a tool. Now, is that going to tell a story? Like you're trying to sell premium chocolates. Do you want that probably filmed on your phone? Probably not. So I think it just depends on the product or service that you're trying to sell, the platform that you're trying to sell it to.
Usually a lot of I want to put it on Instagram. So phone would work for Instagram. Just use ChatGPT to kind of guide you through the steps of what you want, and then do it to make it happen. But lately, I've been using Instagram. You know the close friends. Have you seen that?
No.
You know how the stories.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
the story?
yeah.
Okay,
Just
close
the
friends.
close
So
friends.
I just recently, literally like 3 days ago, I did the close friends. I'm like, you know what? Everyone that I see that has done video before, or a lot of my wedding vendors, things of that nature, I put them in there, and I've been doing just tips and tricks on how to use your phone for a video to make it look better and sound better and everything better. Because they're professionals, but they might not be video professionals. And I mean, I want to say I'm professional when it comes to that, you know. So, but honestly,
You are professional.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Are we professional? I don't know.
I take that as a win.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, but honestly, it's one of those things. But like, we have a little bit more knowledge when it comes to that. So it's like, why not give that information, just to help them?
Yeah.
And
No, giving value is a very good way to gain trust of clients and stuff, because it hurts you nothing. You're, like you said, you're already a subject matter expert. You know how to make videos and you know how to make them good. So if you can give a few tips here and there, is that means they're gonna go grab an FX3 or whatever? No, but they can hold their phone properly. Maybe they can, angle it right. They can, they know what frame rate to put it on and stuff like that. You know, basic tips.
Yeah.
And then if they see the value in it, they get the value in it. But B, maybe they'll think of you when they need another video or whatever, or they're like, hey.
everyone knows a video guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone knows a video guy. So I was like, okay, well, how do I stand out first? And also, even if you know a video guy, the first person might be busy, the second person might be busy. Well, I might be the third person, and I might not be busy that day. So, why not have that connection with them? Well, so if I'm in front of their face on close friends, because it makes you want to click on the green.
Yeah.
That's a trick. So I recently learned that. I was like, it makes you want to click on the green, because it's like, oh, I'm considered a close friend.
Yeah, look at
it's
that.
like, you really are. Especially if we worked together before or even met for the first time, you want to be friends with people.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least I do. Listen, my wife and kids is like, oh, we go to St. Cloud and everyone knows you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, yeah, that's okay. But it's one of those things. I want to be friends with the people I work with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Makes it fun too, right?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, my biggest thing other is just being involved in the community. So a lot of the clients that I work with, we travel for whatever. But that does not mean I'm not going to be involved in my local community. So that's why I try to be so active in chambers. Why I had Steven last episode. I want everyone to join and get the most out of their chamber membership, because it's one thing to join, it's another thing to get most out of their chamber membership. But I try to be very active in my community, sponsoring events, giving back, because at the end of the day, I want to not only hopefully get more clients, but in general be able to be active, because this is the community we live in. This is where we live, play, and work, right?
Yeah.
And it's very important. And then the other people see it too. It's not just obviously it's for me, but then other people are like, look, this person, even though he may fly to some other state to go work for this specific brand, he's still coming back and giving back to his community where he lives. I think it's very important for small businesses here who may not be yet ready for Bindra to see that I care is my thing. Whatever that is, even if they have a video guy, I'm all about, like, I don't care. Send me your script, send me your plans. I'm happy to help in any way I can, as much as I can, because I just want them to succeed. Even if it's not working with me.
I haven't traveled for work yet.
Yeah.
I have my passport ready, so just let me know.
I mean, to be real, we don't do passport travel. I don't try. I don't like to, and I'll take it. Obviously, Canada is where a place I would like to go for work. But I've never internationally. I mean, I did a small thing in London, but typically I'd say I don't travel for work outside. I mean, I travel a lot, but it's within the U.S. I'm not going internationally.
Okay, so I haven't got on a flight paid to go work. Okay, but I have been obviously to different places. But one of our places was Africa that I went with my church. There was a missionary, and I got to film it. And it is very different when you're the production side or you're the video guy, because typically you go first.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it was a van of us, and we went to this huge event. There is a worship event that they start at 8:00 at night till 8:00 in the morning.
Wow,
it's all night, and it was awesome. But we got to the event, and they were like, okay, everyone's got to stay here. We got to make sure everything is good. But Jose, you come. I was like, okay. So I got out there. As soon as I got out there, it was insane. It was beautiful, amazing, but very, very different than what we're used to. Where this is Africa. Exactly.
This is so cool to know, because I've had a few people here who have had that opportunity to go to Africa thanks to the church, where they were able to go, on a mission trip or whatever and film it, because that's how you can provide your services. So I'm all for it. Like I said, I typically I've been offered to go to Guatemala and some other countries, and I would happily go as long as, I'm going with a local, or I have a local connect. But typically we tend to work with companies that are in America, or I have clients. So I take that back. The other thing is, I have clients that are international, but they come and film in U.S., if that makes sense. They pay me in their country's money, but it converts to the dollar. But typically, that's my thing. I like to film in the U.S., but I wouldn't mind going to a country if the project was right. But that makes it easy, because, airport, all I got to show is a driver's license, because we're going to different states. But I fly a lot to different states. I don't mind. Obviously, I would prefer, like I said, I have kids, so if I could just drive, like I said, last few days I've been shooting literally, but not even half a mile from my home. I was like, this is possible too. You never know. So, but it's rare.
Yeah.
But if there was enough really good projects, why would I want to, travel for days?
Yeah.
Because we also don't get paid full rates. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Travel rate typically in the industry is about 50%. So let's say if you're going paid by day rate, or even if you're getting a full rate, let's say a fixed rate, like you're the company, you still calculate based on that, right? You would say, like, your day rate, I'm just making a number up, is $1,000. Then your travel rate would be $500. Typical is that. Or if you're 2,000, then your travel rate would be 1,000. So I'm saying you spend all day traveling, but you only get paid half of it.
Half of it, yeah.
So it's not like the most profitable thing in the world. Obviously, you're not working. You're just going through airports or whatever.
Yeah.
But it can.
But that's work.
Yeah,
that's
work. Still work,
especially if you have your gear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dealing with gear, and sometimes I've also had clients that, like, it's only a travel day, but then they'll be like, oh, let's have meetings or whatever, and which I'm chill, but I'm like, now I'm actually working.
Yeah.
You know, you're being paid a travel rate, so that can be a thing. But again, I don't mind traveling. I like I said, I prefer local, but I don't mind traveling. We get to see cool things. We just went to, like I said, Chicago with Mario. We got to touch the bean. How was that, Mario?
You got a picture?
I love it. Yeah. Oh, a picture. Let me
What?
find one, huh?
Yeah. Why don't you show a picture? But I mean,
it
not
was
that
great.
you have been to Chicago before, so it's not like
Oh yeah, it was my
it's
second
the
time
same
there.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not like I had not been to Chicago. But see, normally when I go alone, here's the difference. Why I like going with other people. If you send me, people go, let's say, do a gig in Chicago. I'm gonna go airport to my hotel or Airbnb.
That's it.
There to shoot, back, maybe Uber eat some food, maybe walk if it's right something close by, and then I'm back home. I don't get to see the city. But now when you go as a group, so it was the 4 or 5 of us. So I think it was Emmanuel, Jared, Mario, me. I think, and we had Xavier with us. Point is, all of us. Then we were like, "Hey, shoot's done, right? What do we do now? It's 6 p.m. Let's walk to the bean." And they were like, "Oh, let's get these bicycles." Oh, bad idea, but whatever. Let's not go there. But point
Who
is,
fell? Who fell?
Nobody fell. But it's my fault too. Like I thought they were electric, but they were just manual. So I got in. I was like, "Oh, where's the button? Oh, we gotta pedal it. Okay,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like we've been just standing for 10 hours working. Sure,
Let's go
pedal."
exercise.
But no, it was very fun. We went there, saw the river. You know, had a drink by the river. You know, just fun, and it makes the trip even more to me worthwhile because now you're hanging out with friends. Not only did we create great images, you get to chill and have fun. Did you
But
find any photo to
It
show?
also helps you guys was it Camaraderie?
Camaraderie.
Yeah. So now whatever that word is. Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone knows what that word is.
Exactly. Just, you know, exactly. And we're all friends. So
You want you want a photo
Yeah.
of the shoot
No, maybe the bean.
or the bean? Okay.
you have one
the
to
bean.
show.
Oh.
It'd be
Just gonna
cool.
chat GPT it.
Yeah. I mean, I know he has them.
Yeah.
If
no, but
not,
that's
it's fine,
awesome.
Mario.
Honestly,
But,
to have that.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool to just hang out and, like I said, after shoots. We did something every day. Even like we were like, we're in Chicago. Let's have deep dish
Well,
pizza. So we
here's
walked
the
to
bean.
Giordano. No, I know how
No.
the bean looks. Oh my god!
Picture of you touching
Picture
the
of
bean.
us in
Oh, I
front
don't
of the
know where-
bean. You don't have that.
Instagram?
It's
No,
on my
not in the
phone.
computer.
Yeah, it's
No.
fine. It's on my computer.
Oh,
I could
okay.
probably airdrop it to you, but it's fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
I feel like now everyone wants to see
oh
the
my
bean,
goodness!
the picture
Okay,
of the bean.
we'll find it.
But Chicago, so how is it? Is it scary? Is it Chirac like everyone says, or
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Everyone was just trying to kill us the moment we got there.
yeah? Okay, and then
No,
they're
I'm
back
joking.
home.
I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm airdropping it to you, Mario.
Boom.
For
We're about
people
to,
who are
we're
listening,
about
who are
to
like,
see
"What's
the
happening?"
bean. We're about to see it.
You know, half of the audience
picture
of
of
this
them.
place does only listens to it, so they're not gonna see anything anyway.
Okay.
This is just for the YouTube people. But hey, you'll get to see us.
Well,
in
go
front
to
of the bean.
YouTube and look them up, and
Yeah.
then you can see the picture of the bean.
Okay.
Yeah, I will make a. If it's already not been posted, I'm gonna make a video. About this.
Boom! Look at
Look
that.
at that! Look
Hey,
at that! That's
that
the
is awesome.
crew.
That's awesome.
Zoom in.
Who took the picture,
Some random stranger.
bro? Everyone's black and black. You guys look like you're
Yeah.
about to go rob somebody. What the
Yeah,
heck?
you know that's how. Yeah, look,
Men in
it's,
Black,
it's
Men in
Zay's
Black.
Men in
logo
Black.
too. Show Zay's logo. Can we zoom in more? Look at that. That's our buddy's production company. He just got the shirts in,
Oh,
so
is
that's why
awesome.
we're in work clothes. You know, we just
Yeah,
came
yeah,
from the
yeah.
shoot, so
Ah,
that's why.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, that was a fun trip, and we had such a good time. But that's what I'm saying. It makes it just worthwhile, and
Yeah.
it makes it fun too.
My wife says if I do get a gig outside of it and then we have to travel, she's gonna come with me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah.
okay.
If as long as it works. So sometimes, and it depends on the production.
Yeah.
So sometimes productions, and this depends on also if you're working with someone versus doing your own.
Yeah.
So sometimes productions will get you your like a hotel room.
Mhm.
Then it's fine because you can have whoever you want in your
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
But then sometimes we'll put in an Airbnb. That's where I'm like, I don't know if I'm bringing my family there because even though sure you may have your own room, but then there's also all the other boys and tend to be typically boys, not that many females.
Yeah.
At least I see on our cruise. So it's like,
Natalie. Right?
yeah, Natalia, yeah.
Natalia.
But I've never traveled with her.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is like mostly, and it's not just me. I'm just saying even other people's shoots. But I'm saying usually it's an Airbnb. That's where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna
Yeah,
bring
fair.
my family in there.
Fair
'Cause, you know,
enough.
it's still boys. Plus, usually you're then hanging out with the people that you're with.
Hmm.
So I guess it depends on the production and what they're booking. You know.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people that travel, and one of them, he's a entertainment company, so he travels a lot.
Mhm.
He does a lot of like Tampa stuff, and then also here, but then he goes to like Punta Cana and Cancun, things of that nature for all these events, and it's amazing. I was like, listen, I have my passport ready. I
Yeah,
will
you
be
just
behind the scene. I will pick up your coffee. What do you want? Like,
Yeah, no, I like traveling too, but I've only traveled for like just fun. Like,
Mhm.
I like going on a cruise. You know, you can see so many. I know it's just ports, but you see a few countries.
no, you get to enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and it's fun.
Labadee was really nice.
Yeah, but the main thing is, for me, again, it depends on the production. If it's my production, then I can do whatever I want to, right?
Facts, yeah.
Obviously, within reason. But like, but if it's somebody else's production, then usually you're working under their limitations. But you can have fun. Like here we did. Like I said, we went for a buddy shoot, and you know, but here's a few hours. Here's we can do what we want to do. We can go
Yeah.
have a pizza, or we can go have a bike to the bean or to the river or whatever. I don't know. It just makes the trip worth it,
Mhm.
and that's why I like traveling with other people. Because or at least even if you're traveling by yourself, being with other filmmakers or people that you're friends with,
Mhm.
it just makes it fun
Yeah.
than just going alone. Like I said, I don't mind it, but it is a little boring because I'm like, and maybe it works for I don't know if you're like that. If you usually don't mind, but visiting locations by yourself, then you could. I just am not
I've
the type
never
of guy.
done that.
That's what I'm saying. I would never be in a random city and go like, oh, let me walk to the or bike to the bean.
Okay,
or whatever, or by
hold on.
myself.
I haven't done that, but doesn't mean I won't do that. I went to the movies by myself, and people thought it was weird, but it was awesome. Yo, I felt like a king. I was the only one
For
there.
a long time, I didn't do that, but I did do that for a couple of Marvel movies where, because
Yes, me too. Yeah.
Marvel craze has died down, so nobody in my, but up until Avengers Endgame or whatever was very popular, right? So everyone went to see, but now I don't think people care about the like. I really want to see the new Fantastic Four movie. It looks amazing, but nobody I think in my family cares about it.
Mhm.
So I've opened up to that idea. Yes, that I'm like I
It
want to
was
see in
fun.
the theater. I'm a movie buff. Obviously, I love filmmaking, so I'm like I have to go see it. And if nobody comes to come, then I'm just gonna go see it. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Fair
But
enough.
that is I've come around that. It was for years I wouldn't go to a movie because if nobody else wanted to see that specific movie.
It is dope.
Yeah.
It is dope. It's different, right? It's
Yeah.
very different because you're usually with somebody, whatever the case
Yeah.
is. But no, it was definitely a good time. And
Mm-hmm.
I literally got my ticket, went to the seat, and then ordered there. So,
Mhm.
they had the
Yeah,
scan
they
code.
brought it,
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the whole thing. I went to see Deadpool 2 and also Gladiator. Gladiator was fire. That was
You're
good.
talking about the new one, right?
The
two,
one that just came out. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I obviously I didn't go in the theater, but I have it on the streaming platform or wherever it is, and I want to see it. I just haven't had the chance.
It was good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it was good. So, but it was a cool experience going by yourself. So I think I might. I think I might if I was a different place, maybe like just TikTok, where the next
Yeah.
best thing, whatever it is, and then go see it.
I guess you got to find more weddings or whatever.
Please, somebody.
that are
Weddings, corporate. I'm cameraman, whatever. What do you listen? I'll
need-
carry
hey,
bags. I'm pretty strong.
Here's
decent.
an idea: destination wedding. You
Oh,
need to
that'd
become
be-
a destination wedding videographer because then you get to do what you're already doing, but you get to travel to the destination.
So,
right?
okay, if I were to become a destination, I wouldn't take as many. So I would not take as many because of my kids. Like I
Yeah,
don't
because
want
you're away. Then
yeah. So like I would be like, I can't unless you're in Florida, whatever the case is. Like I don't mind being in Florida because I could go and come back the same day or the next day, whatever the case is. But I mean, the furthest I've traveled is Tampa, for a wedding. So that's not far from.
Yeah,
well,
I mean that's
Orlando.
pretty good though. That you've been able to do video and not travel further than Tampa. Because, like I said, I'm literally we're going to Miami or some random cities. You know, it's farther than Tampa. So that's pretty cool that you've been able to stay in this region and still do enough weddings and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
pretty cool.
the corporate events that I've done, one came from he's a photographer that knows another photographer that needs both. He needed both. So I was like, okay, I could do the video side. And he just, what's your price? I was like, this is my price. And that was my first one. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna kill this. And I did. It was great. I enjoyed the edit. It was different. I had to learn how to do it. I kind of just got some YouTube advice
Yeah.
on, how to do it. But honestly, it was the same concept, right? Build the story,
Mhm.
and then the visuals come out. For me, I've always built the story
Yeah.
first, and then visuals on top of that.
Yeah,
layered
I
up.
think that is the way to edit most videos, right? Because I don't know people who, and I'm sure there's some editor out there who's like, I'll build a visual. To me, the story
Yeah.
is the key thing.
Yeah.
You build a story, then visuals can just come on top,
top of it,
whatever
yeah.
is relevant. But the story is the key thing.
Mhm.
That what makes the video good or bad. It's not. Yes, on the technical side, I'm sure you and I can look and be like, oh, that's overexposed, that's underexposure, the colors aren't right here, or whatever.
Yeah.
But to an average person, is the emotions that evokes, the feelings, the story, the connection, right?
Mhm.
They care about that, and I feel like that's more important than which is why I love having Juliet in most of my videos. It's not because she's doing something special. It's just she focuses on the story. She
Mhm.
gets the core of what we want to tell, even if you have to use shots that may not be the most cinematic in the thing, because
Yeah.
sometimes you'll get a shot that may not be shot the best, but then you have cinematic shot, but that the other shot is more relevant to the story that you're telling.
Exactly.
So you use shots sometimes that may not be the best work, but at the end of the day, it tells the better story,
Facts.
and that is so much more important. I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, all I care about is what people tell me, like, "Hey, we loved your video," not
Mhm.
because it was a high resolution shot in FX6.
They don't
or
worry about
whatever,
that.
right?
They don't.
They just want.
They're
They just
watching it on their phone.
love it, and that's all that matters. I had this happen. I talk about phone. I had a client, so they wanted videos. Some video that we edited. So I sent them, 4 version, and I've been using VTransfer recently. Not happy with the program. Hopefully, it gets better. But there was like 4 edits. One with this in it, the one without, and then it's the same video, but then one low resolution, whatever. So it has to go through VTransfer. So I sent it, and the first thing need tech support. How do I download this on my phone? I'm like, well, VTransfer is not gonna download that to your phone. So it's like, you have to use a computer, and then maybe you can airdrop, the low res version to your phone or whatever. It's like, but then I was like, customer service. And I was like, hold on. Then I uploaded the main file to my Vimeo and marked it unlisted. And I was like, here you go. Here's a temporary link so you can watch it on your phone. But otherwise, you want to definitely download those files because I'm not gonna keep them forever. You want to keep them and archive them. But it's so funny. Clients who even pay for a video, they wanted it. Sent to their phone.
Yeah.
That's where they want the file. And I'm like, this is so crazy the world we live in.
So for the wedding videos, I've done the corporate videos sent that same way. Not through Dropbox or not through WeTransfer. It's is it vid, something like that. But it's a pretty platform. But it works, and they're able to download it. They're able to stream it, everything from there.
Exactly. And then they may like that because right, a lot of people now just never even touch a computer.
Yeah,
they're gonna go straight to their phone. That's where they watch it. You're making content for this.
The device is
Which
this
is why we bought 8K camera right there. I don't know if you see that. And I'm like, what's the point?
The heavy one?
Yeah. And I was like, what's the point of it? Because people are gonna watch it on like this tiny screen, and that's basically where it ends up most of the content.
It reminds me of a chicken.
It is a chicken cam. That's
it's
what
a
we're gonna
chicken
call
cam,
it.
right?
Chicken cam.
The chicken cam. But
do you see it in your angle, Mario? You see the chicken angle? Chicken cam?
He's about to get it right now.
Oh, what are you cutting to? Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's far back. But anyway, that's the chicken cam.
Yeah,
but that's the 8K variant of it because they have a 6K and an 8K variant.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but what's the point? I mean, we're gonna do it.
My computer couldn't even edit something like that if I wanted to. Like, yo,
ProRes RAW. You're also even limited to the editing software because I don't think every editing software can read ProRes RAW files. You have to have Final Cut or whatever. So yeah, it's limiting. Obviously, it has MP4. It's not like you have to use the high codec.
What's the point of having something that I use in the high codec?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think for me the main thing was OLPF. So essentially, the 6K version doesn't have an OLPF, and it causes some issues in shirts and patterns. So the new one doesn't. That has the OLPF, the 8K version. So it's nice, and the sensor's better and all that. More
Gotcha.
dynamic range. So it's like those stuff you'll see even on MP4, right? Rather, actually, you'll see more because it's compressing 8K into 4K. So it's downsampled, so it look nicer. But again, that was the main reason, not that 8K matters, like you said. Most of the content nowadays is going, and I'm surprised how many 1080p deliverables we'll still do because most of the people are just still watching in 1080.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
which is crazy, yeah. Because I had 8K cameras back in 2018. So nobody cares about it. It's just it's there for us to reframe or whatever. I don't think a client cares.
I don't think a client would even notice.
Yeah.
Videographers will notice, or
Yeah.
production companies will notice. Editors 100% will notice,
Yeah.
but clients, even social media won't notice.
Mhm.
Because you're already throwing it on Instagram, and Instagram already dumbs it down. So and no one really notices. But we care.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we care, because that's what we are, snobs. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
Here
to
comes
be
the
real,
truth. This is the truth.
No, but to be honest, there is advantage to it. Again, to speak from the editing perspective, being able to reframe, being able to
Yeah, for sure.
get more detail out, because a lot of these, like what I love about the FX6, FX3 is the sensor, right? It's a 12 megapixel sensor, so each photo site is bigger, which is why I can do better in low light or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Because it's everything's bigger compared to, let's say, I don't know, a 33 megapixel sensor or whatever. But the negative of that can be detail can be a little lacking. I'm not the fan of the amount of detail. I like more detail at this point. I'm saying from FX6 or FX3. So there is an advantage to it, as I'm saying, being able to take a high resolution, being able to compress it, or not compress it rather, but downsample it, because then you can reduce the noise pattern, you can increase detail. I don't know. There's pros and cons to it.
Have you ever used 4K verbiage to sell better?
No,
exactly. So
never.
it's
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about that.
Now,
what
sometimes
camera?
agencies will ask for deliverables. So a lot of times,
That's
when I'm
different.
doing DP work, or even as a company, sometimes we work with other production companies who don't want to travel here. But like, can you do this for us or whatever? Then absolutely, we're they're like, we need 4K, we need log, all that, whatever they need.
I'm talking about
direct
customer
client,
facing.
no, but they don't care about anything. You could shoot on a phone. I'm sure they'll be a little worried if they paid you 10 grand for a video and you showed up with a phone. They'd be like, but I'm just saying, no, typically clients don't care. They care about end result, and they do want to feel like their money's worth. So I do think there's a little bit of value. I'm going to say very little, though, in bringing a big camera to the client perception, but it's not huge. I'm saying if you showed up with a mirrorless camera, it's not like there's going to be a negative reaction to it. Like, they'll be fine with it, and then they'll love the footage.
It might be the level of company that you go to. Okay, so like if they're, I don't want to say it, like maybe 10 employees and under, and you bring FX3 without the cage, without the matte box, the moneymaker, whatever, they're gonna be okay with it.
Yeah.
As long as they've known and trust you before, or they don't know you, period. At least somebody knows you that was able to talk about you. I think they'll be okay. But then maybe 100K plus,
Yeah, I think it depends again, and also what I tell people, it's also what video. So I would have sometimes, let's say I have a project that's 100K. But if it's like 10 videos, then technically it's 10K video. People also miss the number of deliverables matters too.
Yeah.
So if I have a 100K project with 10 videos, that's a 10K video. It's not going to have RE Alexis, for example, in it, right? Versus I may have a $25,000 video, but that's one video. So the production quality may actually be higher on that because because it's one video, so I only have, let's say, one shoot day or two shoot days. Then I may spring for an Alexa or whatever. But the thing is, usually when my clients are trusting me, they're trusting me to make the best. That's why I'm the producer, right? Because if they already are selecting cameras and all this, then I'm not the producer. I'm being brought in as a director or DP or just those roles. But on my personal, like my projects where they work directly with Bindra, we're doing everything for them, right? We're producing, directing, DPing, whatever. I decide the crew, I decide the shoot days,
everything,
everything. In that case, I'm on their side. I'm going to do whatever is best for the project, And the way at least I treat my clients is like, you're going to get the best for the project. So we'll obviously put parameters. I'm not saying just leave it open-ended. There is a contract. We'll put a contract. Like, this is what they get minimum. It's always more, right? The contract is there to set parameters in. But usually my thing is, if they hired me and I'm working direct, I give them one number and then I can play around with that number. And the goal is to give them maximum value. So I can decide like, oh, on this shoot, I want 5 people there, or I want to use FX6s, or no, like we were going to do a golf shoot that got postponed, but I was like, no, we got to move fast. So we're going to just use FX3s, The client didn't tell me what camera to use. It's us deciding what's right and what's not best for it. Yeah, exactly. We're figuring it out. And I like shoots where you have that kind of trust with the client, but that does take a while to build. especially to have clients that will pay a higher budget. Because it's easier to go out and say to a business and say, hey, I'll give me $500, I'll make you a video.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Than to go say, hey, give me 10 grand and I'll make you a video. Those are two different things,
Mhm.
and especially a small business, for them, 10 grand, for a big business, 10 grand is probably nothing. But for a small business, 10 grand is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if they're trusting with you that, you better have good connection, because they want to see the value.
Whatever that video is 10 grand for a small business. Make sure they're making money
Yeah,
back.
exactly. And that's more important.
I think that's
to them.
that question I had for you.
Yeah.
I remember the time that we just sat down and talked without all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one time. It was,
I know you had asked me a question. I don't remember now, but it sounded really awesome.
It was honestly, so you've mentioned before, how to make videos to help businesses make money and things like that. But then how the question was, I think, kind of along the lines of how. We know the video side. We can make it look pretty. We could make that, but how'd you come up with the script idea of it, or is it just like a 3 videos that will 100%?
Very good question. So let me ask you this: you own a photo booth business. How's the business doing?
It's doing okay.
So what could the business do better?
A lot. It could be on social more, or it could be.
No, but that's content. I'm just saying, what could the business need? Do you need more money? Do you need more people? Do you need revenue? Like, what's not going right?
More marketing.
More marketing.
Why
do you think currently the marketing is lacking?
I'm not visible to most people.
Okay.
Well, on Google I am, but not.
Is it because you don't have time? Because you clearly know how to do video.
Okay, you're doing that thing to me. Okay, okay.
I'm genuinely asking, but that's what you do. You just ask, and I'm because people will tell you. To me, the biggest thing is, you're right. The client does not know what they need, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they do know what they need. It's so convoluted. Okay, let me say it more clearly.
No.
Okay,
That's pretty clear.
You know what your business needs, but you don't know how to get there. Maybe it's the right way to say it. Because you're like, I want more money. Let's say.
Yeah.
That's simple. It's a more common thing, that most businesses, like, we need more revenue or we need more profit. Sounds fair. Absolutely. How would you get there? I don't know that. I don't work for them. And a lot of people think when I say that, like, I'm going to give them some magic formula of how to make more money. No, I'm going to ask them. I'm just seeing is how can video achieve that or not. I talk to them, and if I see a place where a video fits that can get them what they need to get where they want to be, I will do it. And let's do it with you for real. For example, for real. So, like you said, you need more marketing, right?
Yes.
You know how to make content. Why are you not making content right now?
Because it's hard to be on camera. Not hard to be on camera. I don't mind being on camera, but I guess it's like because I don't have anybody doing it for me. I guess that makes no sense actually.
No, that's fine. But my thing is, if people are booking photo booths, don't they usually want to see the photo booth in action? Wouldn't that make them want the photo booth more?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Seeing it at a real event, actually people using it.
Yeah.
Right. Have you tried using any of that to make marketing? Like maybe at an event, you're not supposed to say. You ask for permission and stay and make some reels.
Yeah. I've done that before.
Did that work or no?
It helps.
Okay.
It helps.
So what could we do now to like take the photo booth business to the next level? Do you have anything in mind or no?
No, I don't.
No. So what could you use more right now? Money, more revenue, more profit. What?
More profit, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think anyone could use more profit.
Yeah, but it seems like
every company.
you told me what the rate you told me seems like it was already profitable.
It
sounds like
is.
you just need more bookings.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be out there more in front of people, right? Have you tried social media ads?
No. So I haven't done social media. I've done social reels, but I haven't put money in behind.
I think I would do
gotta
that.
Talk to Ben.
So based on see, there you go. But I'm saying now, based on what you're saying, and this is an initial assessment. Usually, I talk to people for an hour. Right there, I think what you need is to show people what you do. You already have the product. You're creating. Your photo booths are awesome. You've got the processes down. You can drop it. You can pick it.
Yeah.
So people just need to know you exist. And people need to know how fun it is, because a lot of people offer photo booths, right? They need to see your photo booths. They need to see them in action. So there you go. That's what I would offer you now. I'm like, hey, sounds like you want more revenue. And the best way to get there is to get your business out in front of more eyeballs, which is offensive marketing. Defensive is you're getting leads, but they're not closing, right? Which is also very important. But I would say, hey, you need offensive marketing, which would be we need to go offensive on social media to show people why your photo booths are awesome, right?
Yeah.
Which is very easy. You already have photo booths. They're already going on an event. Let's pick some really cool events. You just get plain permission from them, so there should be no cost. Like, hey, is it okay if you film a little reel or whatever? We're not doing fancy production. And if they say no, then you can offer them a discount. Hey, how about I give you $100 discount
Yeah.
for just letting us do that? Most people, I'm saying you should be able to get that. And we come in, we not only show people using the photo booth, we film the emotions, the laughs, the smiles, them having fun, the event going great, right?
Mhm.
It's the experience. It's not the photo booth you're selling, right? We make that, we put them on social media along with you talking about it, why your photo booths are different. While you're showing it, we boost those reels. I think you'll achieve what you want to achieve. I can do that. I already see like I can do that. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Then
make
it's just
sense.
like, what can you invest in it? Obviously, we don't need to go there here. The sample thing.
Yeah,
But then
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, so what kind of budget do you have, right?
Yeah.
So and then you go into that and see how much time you can spend on it and how many people. And the more I can, the better it looks. It's not like I'm going to put extra money in my pocket.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
there's a raid and I just add extra. It's like, no, I'm bringing more people, more camera, more time, more editing, more whatever.
More
And then
everything.
that solves your problem. But then I would also look at defensive marketing. Most people will stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, no. Next thing. So now let's say they did see this ad. They did click on the link we put there to book you. Where are they going? Oh, they're going on your website. Or are they going straight? Is there a process that they can book you straight from Instagram? If not, they're going to your they're going to your website, or they're
Mhm.
going to call you. How's that going to be answered? Because
Mm.
it doesn't matter how many leads I get you if they're
Yeah.
not closing or they're not working. So then we probably need a video on your website. Now that doesn't need to be a vertical video. That needs to be a horizontal video, or most likely we need a landing page than a website.
Yeah.
It needs to be, you go here, you watch this ad on Instagram or TikTok or wherever, you go straight to your website, where they need to be able to see exactly what comes, what the process is. I would make you a total brand video again,
Yeah.
most likely, that encompasses what you do, why you do it, how you're different, how to book you, what's the next step, how easy
Literally,
the process
yeah.
is. Everything 60 to 90 seconds, you're set. I mean, beginning, that's all you need. It's a small project.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, hey, I need to go there. I need to make some social ads. I need to make a brand video. You're looking at about 5 to 10K of investment. Can you do it? Right?
Facts, yeah.
Exactly. And it's high likely that you will get 5 to 10x return in the next 3 to 6 months. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And I hope that made
yeah,
sense.
yeah, it does make sense. Yeah,
there's
you just broke
no-
it down.
It's not complicated, because the business owner will tell you. And usually, like I said, this is just an initial. Usually I'll talk to them for 45, 50 minutes trying to understand where they want to be, why they're there, what's working, what's not working, what's additional things we can do for them. And then just offering a solution that I believe that will work. If I don't believe it, I don't offer it.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's not that complicated, because the reason it becomes complicated is, in my experience, most videographers just listen. Oh, you want an event video? Let's go. 1 camera, 2 camera. Do you want? How they? You're taking an order at freaking
Yeah.
McDonald's. Then
There's not.
obviously it's not going to work. It's not going to give them any results. I am not promising them results. I'm saying this is my experience. I've done this 15 years. I know what works. I know what doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm not. I cannot predict the future, but I can predict my performance. What I guarantee you is you will have the sickest video for that price point. Nobody else can take $5,000 and make that high quality for video.
Yeah.
And the reason we can do that is because everything's in-house. Our costs are low. We have all the editing in-house. The post is in-house. All the equipment's in-house. And we take the least amount of profit that we can, because I love doing this, right? I'm doing a volume game, so I'm willing to put most of the money back into the production.
Yeah.
So hence, the only guarantee I'm actually giving people is that I'm going to make you the sickest video for that price point. That's it.
Mhm.
Anything else is not a guarantee, but my expertise, I can tell you that what you just told me, like, for example, with your business, it would
Mhm.
work. I don't know why it wouldn't work, right?
True.
And if you don't believe in it, then we're not the client. Then we need to step back and be like, okay, what do you think will work? Let's see. Because I
Break
really,
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're right. If the client, if, like, for example, let's say I make a website video, decide that they need a brand video
Mm-hmm.
and social ads to drive to the brand video, right? Or to the landing page with the brand video. They don't never post the brand video. Will it ever work? No. So I need to make sure that I have their buy-in. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because if I make them a brand video, but
They
it
don't
never
use
gets
it.
posted,
What's the
and then
point?
they'll say, so I also want to make sure that they have their buy-in, like they see it, how it's gonna work.
Yeah, the
Right?
implementation
Yeah,
process.
and I
yeah,
would
the
even
point.
love to even have at the bottom where they could just pick a date, time to get on a call, or to even be able to just straight book the photo booth, right? But these are the things that at least I am trying to do: is simple conversations, figuring out where video fits, and going by my past experience
Mhm.
of what has worked and what hasn't worked, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these simple things you can probably do it for most businesses. When you start out with, usually it's that social ads, brand video, testimonials, right? That's
So
the
does your
base.
production company offer the ads as well, or is it just
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
you
if they
creating-
want it. I mean, I obviously I'm not gonna do it, but I
Yeah,
can
you.
connect them with someone. Or if they
Yeah.
have someone, I'm happy to partner with anyone they already working with.
Gotcha.
But if not, I have enough people that I can introduce them. It's not hard. I mean, to be real, Instagram ads
Yeah.
is you can do yourself
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want
fine,
it. So,
yeah.
but if they need help, absolutely I'll connect them. Obviously, that won't be part of my thing, but I'll happily bring it. I even have clients who are like, no, we only want to go through you. Then I'm like, sure, I'll add my 10%
To
whatever
whatever
the
the
rate
cost,
is, and
yeah.
I will manage it for you. I
Yeah.
don't mind. I mean, that's just an extra thing, but
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
it's and to be real, as a business owner, I get it. Sometimes they don't want to deal with multiple vendors.
Yeah.
Just like why we do photography. I don't own any photo equipment outside of headshots. We don't do photo in house, but I know enough photographers that I will bring. They're
Get
like,
on,
we
yeah.
need a photographer, otherwise we're not booking you for video. I'm like, sure, absolutely. Here's the rate. All of my friends' rate plus 10%. They can have it.
Yeah.
I have no mind. And to be real, once you take out credit card fees, it's not like that huge of a profit.
Mhm.
But I don't mind because at the end of the day, I'm there to provide my client the service. Plus, now they know if it's through me, it's going to be a good photographer. They're going to be reliable. All the
They're gonna
all
yeah.
the advantages. They only have
They
to deal
trust
with
you
one
already for the
person.
video side. They're
Yeah.
gonna say, okay, it's the same quality, or if not more, for the photo side.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Something is to me, and again, I know it sounds. I don't want to sound condescending to somebody, but it's just as simple as that. Talk to people, be real, be genuine, and the biggest thing you can say is if you don't know, just stop. Because most people, I also hate sales where people have an agenda. They're like, I'm going to go through a meeting, make it seem like I'm doing something custom for them, and then just present 3 packages that you were going to present anyway.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm.
To me, that's disingenuous. Now, yes, you can have standard packages work for most businesses starting out, but after this initial project, no client is the same for me. Because usually most people, like I said, need brand videos, some social
Yeah.
content. But after that, it's always custom because they don't need another brand video, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't need more social ads.
Unless
What they need-
somebody changed.
they
it-
need
yeah.
process videos. They need,
Yeah.
training videos. They need, like, if you send someone, how easy would it be for you to show them a 2-minute video that tells them exactly what they need to do? No training required with your photo booth, how to handle it, right?
Yeah.
That could be time savers. There's things like that. So there's process videos. You can always go back and make their business better. But that's going to be different stuff. And that's where custom comes in because I don't know what you need until I was like, oh, yeah, do you have this, right? How many new people are hiring? Because if you only have, let's say, 2 people, 3 people that you need to train, a training video is a waste of money. But you're like,
Mhm.
no, I have a lot of churn, Then every time I have to spend an hour teaching them, you do that 100 times, it's so worth it to get a training video
Yeah,
done.
yeah, it makes sense.
It's kind of like that. And then you can go from there. It's like businesses will tell you, I'm saying, usually.
Yeah.
And if you do get one of those clients who says, tell me the price. No, tell me the price. I want a 90-second video. Tell me the price. Like they're not giving you any details.
Mhm.
Then to me, they're not the right client. Either I would try to educate them first. Like, hey, this is, I don't know. I could have 1-person crew, 30-person crew, 1
Yeah.
shoot day, 10 shoot day, 10 cameras, 1 camera. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need more
For
details.
80 FX6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that project was over 6 figures, right? So, and it was like, so you never know.
You finished it?
No, that was in October. I don't think we're gonna win the bid. It was like 40 FX6s. Yeah, it was like 160 grand or whatever. We'll see. I mean, the communication's
up
gone a
there.
little cold, but that happens. That's
Yeah,
with
yeah.
projects. When you're trying to do big and small projects, some you will get, some you won't. But yeah, that was that project.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically my agenda. Always has been is just
Okay.
do this for not to be a job. Because if I started to have that, fix this, fix that, like even with Mario, he's been helping me build some landing pages for specific clientele. Even though we put packages there, that's what I was telling him. Is like, hey, this is just so they can get an idea what the standards are, but we build custom. Like when they call us, be like, hey, which one do you think is appropriate?
Mhm.
Is this all you need, right?
Yeah.
Or let's figure out, because we can always custom this. I don't want to be in the game of there's a package. Buy it. Like I
Yeah.
can give them some standard options. Like this is what most businesses pick. But I don't want it to be, where it's like you buy this, you don't need headshots, but I'm still selling you headshots. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
true.
silly stuff like
You make
that.
it the custom. Not you don't want just here's a package. That's what you get. That's
Yeah.
it.
Then they
Okay.
would go work with a marketing agency because that's what a lot of small marketing agencies do. They'll charge them like 10 grand for your video package, then they keep 9,900 in the pocket
Yeah.
for coming with the creative. Then they give a student like, here's $100, go make
Go figure it
little
out.
this video,
Yeah.
and then the video doesn't look that great, and the client goes, I paid 10 grand for that.
Yo, that's crazy.
So that happens a lot in this industry,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know that when you go through a marketing agency, they're gonna. And again, I don't want to discount. I get a lot of money from marketing agencies, but I know that whatever they're paying me is double, triple. But that's good marketing agency. At least if a client says 10,000, they'll give you the 5,000, so client gets some value.
Yeah.
Right. But then I'm saying that you want to be very careful. There are tons of, and those are mostly for small businesses because they can get
Interesting.
away with that.
Yeah.
Where mostly they do website and stuff, but then when they do video, they have no idea, or they'll have one in-house videographer, but then they're like, oh yeah, we'll do video, and then that person only can do so much, right? So
Yeah.
they don't get the value. Like if you bring me 10 grand, we're going all out, but versus
5 people there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Versus if you give a marketing agency, that who knows what they're gonna get for that, right? It's
Yeah.
definitely not gonna be what we can do.
Yeah, because they hire out at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Or even if they're in house, then it's just 1 or 2 people that let's be real. They can you can only do so much if it's just 1 or 2. You probably don't have the best equipment because they don't
Mhm.
want to invest.
Yeah,
Especially if they're not like video focused agency,
true.
which a lot of small agencies are.
So what's the coolest shot not shot? What's the coolest video you've made for you? Not coolest as like, oh my god, graphics and stuff like that, but what do you feel like yo?
I think it's what we're
can't
doing.
believe
I know Esteban asked me this too, but I think what we're doing right now, so we're doing a campaign for this car release. I can't talk much about it, but we've been doing a couple of shoots. I really like it because, like I said, I do a lot of cool products. I've done a lot of makeup, like even sold car washes and chemicals. I'm saying I've done a lot of cool stuff, but it's still corporate stuff. I hope that makes sense. So
Yeah,
it's
it
not
does.
like the most I don't know, innovative things. Like we're about to go shoot fertilizer stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's cool what they're doing, but it's not like the most riveting
Yeah.
content, right? But what we're doing right now, I think we're doing basically a project. It's like series of videos for release of this car, and that's what I was telling my client. Look, there's not that many car manufacturers, in the world, and in Orlando there's. So to be able to have that partnership is really cool. So we're basically making a series of videos for a car that's going to be released. So it's exciting. So we're getting to do track days, FPV drones,
Okay.
rollers, all the stuff that's, and most as corporate side, we're making some commercial for dealers. So we may do like one roller
Yeah.
versus here, we're like on a real track,
Yeah, yeah,
stuff
yeah.
you wouldn't even do for a car. So it's like, it's more
It's dope,
intense.
yeah.
Then also be doing their factory, get to see a part being made, installed. I think the B-roll, like on a computer file, designing a CAD file. I think it's all going to be really.
Does the car company rhyme with Sunday?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it starts with an R. That's all I'll say. But I mean, it's not that hard to see. Company that we worked with, it's only one of the few car companies locally.
Okay.
But that's an existing client of mine. But we're doing, a
Nice.
series of videos. But I'm really excited in terms of, like you said,
Yeah, cool.
visually and cool and gratifying. It's gonna
Mm.
be because we're gonna do even more track days, more FPV stuff,
Mm.
more just cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that this project has to be it, which is so cool that it's now we're doing it. But I've done a lot of cool stuff. Like I've done, like I said, one of the cool shoots I remember was for a chemical company years ago. But like I got to sit in a car as it's going through a car wash. That was really cool. With me the cool idea I had was like it'd be cool. There's no one in the driver's seat, or whatever. It's
Mhm.
going through like a car wash. And we weren't even selling the actual car wash. It was the chemical that comes down. So we
Yeah.
had to show the colors. So it's in the back
okay.
seat, and we put my expensive Mercedes in there. I was so worried that it's gonna crash. But anyway, and then I had a C200, so I'm literally in the back seat of the C200 trying to get a shot. It was fun. I mean, but it wasn't like I said, nothing like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So that's why I said this shoot is. I'm really excited about these videos. They're like mini documentaries, like mini 5-minute, I would say. So together it'll make a full documentary, you can say, but individual episodes are like 5 to 10 minutes.
Nice.
But it's really cool. I say most of it's still corporate interviews, B-roll.
Yeah, but
But the track elements and all that I think is very exciting. So I'm really
nice.
cool. But like I said, this type of stuff doesn't come around all day because most companies aren't selling. Like they're selling products or services like
Different, yeah.
plumber, chiropractor, dentist, doctor. So these are not like the most rivetingly cool thing. Now I've seen surgery. Talk about. I wouldn't call it cool, but I've seen like hammering your body. Like it's so different when you think surgery. They're doing intricate things, but a lot of surgeries are just them hammering you
There's a
in place or
my
whatever.
gosh, there was a for the longest time on Snapchat.
Mm.
One of the plastic surgeons in Miami literally was snapped the whole surgery, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm talking about like there's the body makeovers, and
Yeah.
they're literally pulling and cutting
Yeah.
these people up, and I'm just like, yo, this is on camera.
Yeah, and I mean it wouldn't be. I don't know why they use that to add. It's cool stuff to see how it's done, but it's not. If you're trying to get someone to come in, I don't know if that's the right move.
No, he had a big following, so I get it, but
maybe I don't know. But yeah,
I don't
you're
understand. Yeah,
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. But that's what it is. It's not like
Yeah.
they're doing something wrong. Surgery is very, it is like you building something,
Yeah, yeah.
So they're building. It's just a human body that they're working on.
Yeah.
They're working like a construction worker on you. So, but I'm saying unless you've seen a surgery, it's so
It's
it's
true.
not as you would think. At least my brain goes like, oh, if I have break arm, they'll put it on
No.
a nice table. Thinly, they'll open it.
Yep.
It's usually from what I've experienced as a filmmaker. It's like they are hammering. They're using like just literal tools. They're just
They have a Sawzall.
expensive. Yeah. They have an expensive, like a hammer.
Yeah.
It's still a hammer. It's just medical grade hammer.
Yeah.
But they're literally like if you're working on knees or hips or whatever, they're like literally hammering you in place.
Construction worker.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
just
and
need
I'm
a
like,
hard
that
hat,
is
that's it.
legit
Yeah.
what's happening. And like you said, when they're doing sculpting or whatever, skin removal or whatever, yeah, they're literally just cutting you up and
Yeah.
then cutting the excess and sewing
Pull
it
down.
back up.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, I seen
Obviously, I don't want to discount what doctors do. But
There's a lot more to
yeah,
that. Yeah, but
yeah,
it
there's-
just, oh my gosh.
But what they're doing, yeah, is so. But stuff like that is also very cool. Having done that, I'm like, oh wow, this is not what I thought happens in a surgery. But again, nothing as cool as I think to me, recording a really nice car that's custom made, going really fast on a track is just it's a different feeling. Especially if you're doing cool stuff like with FPV and
FPV,
stuff.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it just makes it fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you?
The coolest one was Africa, man.
Yeah.
Africa trip was amazing. Just it was you
What
talking
country
about
were you in?
Huh?
Which country?
this was Nigeria, and we went to Nigeria and Lagos.
Oh wow.
Lagos was a little hot,
Uh-huh.
like as far as like crime wise.
Yeah.
So we showed up to the airport. Long story short, it was like a 24-hour flight to destination because we missed a flight because of a connecting flight. Not our fault, is
Yeah.
the airline's fault, anyways. But we needed to make it there by that time. On top of that, we were supposed to fly out from Orlando. Well, guess what? Florida is known for hurricanes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Orlando decided to shut down. So then we ended up going to Miami. The vehicle that we going to Miami with, we have a total of like I think 12 people. The vehicle broke down midway. I'm talking about everything that went wrong.
Wow.
Okay, but there was a reason and a purpose we were out there, man. It was awesome, man.
And you made it. That's the key
We made it.
thing. Did you try any local food? Did you like it?
We did, and yes, I did. Maybe I didn't try there was one that you literally eat with your hand. It was
Yeah.
gooey. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was like, no. But there was like a chicken spot like KFC out here.
Yeah.
But it's so good. So good. But that was a good
So you went
experience.
to Africa to eat fried chicken.
I really did. Yeah. But then also on top of that, I was able to fly a drone over there. So it was awesome experience, man. You're talking about over 10,000 people in you want to say like a field, but then it had the stage. Huge presence. It was really good.
Did you have any trouble bringing the equipment there?
No.
No.
No. Other than I didn't care for the fact that my batteries expanded on the drone, and I was just like, oh, gosh,
I don't know. I
okay.
think it's DJI batteries. I need to see.
Yeah.
I have never had issue with expanding batteries outside of maybe a phone or two
Mm-hmm.
and the DJI stuff. For some reason, everything DJI own eventually will just expand.
Yeah, it expanded.
I don't know what type of batteries they're using because again, I have camera batteries from 10 years ago. Never done any battery has ever. Whether I leave it alone, because sometimes also is you have to leave it at a certain charge level.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's halfway through. Cannot be fully charged or fully undercharged. So you have to every so often, if you're not using a battery, pull it out and charge it so much. Who has time to do that? So,
Yeah.
but I have personally never had issue any company I would say outside of a cell phone or DJI swelling up, but this does happen a lot to DJI batteries. So I
Yeah.
don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it
for
was
that to happen, yeah.
once when I got there, it looked different, but it worked.
Yeah.
I was up in the air, no problem. And then just like with time, okay, I
Yeah.
had to get new ones.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's just part of buying DJs. Like I said, they
Exactly.
make really cool stuff. I was surprised with Pocket 3. We used Pocket 3 for this rollers because we wanted to move fast.
Yeah.
Because we only had an hour and a half at a track. So the footage was amazing, which I think I saw you using one too.
We have one here.
Yeah, you brought
Yeah.
one. So that's pretty cool.
It's recording us.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, I see. See, you have
So
one.
small.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I didn't even notice
Yeah.
that. I think I saw it in your
I
hand.
think
but
it's
didn't know where
recording.
you put
Hopefully,
it.
I hit the record button, but it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so basically, no, I was very impressed, to be honest. Like I said, I already
Yeah, it
have
was really
DJI
good.
drones. Obviously, they're big camera.
Yeah.
But I was definitely interested in buying a Pocket 3. Like I will for sure be buying a Pocket 3, and I was never interested in one
It's
until
worth
we
it.
used it. Yeah.
It's worth it for BTS, and like a lot of times I put that on the camera on a tripod in corner and just watch me doing my work.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
think, and the price was fair too. I should have just bought one when Justin told me about it.
It was cheaper before.
Yeah, because they've
you
increased
know.
the price on it,
Yeah.
like $300 tariffs, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's kind of annoying because the camera, I think now it's too expensive. Again, I think the footage is great, but yeah, the camera is.
It's cool. I mean, I guess there's cool part because as SD card you can just put it in your
Mm-hmm.
computer, stuff like that. But then you could transfer it right there to your phone. I do it a lot for social media, things like that. But well, on the video side, right? Even when I do photo booth, I put it there and people just reaction and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's definitely worth it. That was also a gift.
Yeah, like that.
But yeah, but
Who gave you that gift?
my wife.
Wow, your wife has a lot of money.
No. She just knows the perfect time.
No,
and she's amazing.
I'm just.
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
that's pretty good. She knows exactly what you like and need. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
wife to. That's a keeper.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Was she giving you a FX6 next? Maybe.
No,
Maybe let's
I don't
record
want it.
this.
I don't
no?
want it. No, I don't want it. I saw somebody recently posted in the chat that they were selling
Yeah.
Netflix, and I was like, yeah, I don't need it. I have no
Yeah, for
need
weddings, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it may not.
or
be the
even
right
weddings for
fit.
corporate, for anything. I don't need
Yeah.
it. Like
Mhm.
I've got hired twice for the corporate. The second one was awesome because it was I got to interview Barbara Corcoran
Mm.
from
Yeah,
Shark
the Shark
Tank.
Tank, yeah,
Shark Tank. Yeah, I
uh-huh.
got to interview her. She was at the Aspire event. So it was awesome. It was cool
Yeah.
for have somebody like at that caliber
Yeah.
to be on your camera, and it was kind of just like nerve wracking also because there was other video professionals there
Yeah.
looking at you doing your thing. And I'm like, yo, don't judge.
Yeah.
All right, just leave me alone. Just let me be. It's like,
What were you
you know.
filming on a Pocket 3 or
No, that was the
A7?
FX3. That was the FX3. Yeah,
FX3.
yeah.
No,
I had
I
it.
mean that's pretty acceptable. Like for what? So that's pretty cool. So you did film, not that it matters, but high profile people.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the thing I like about what we do. You never know where you end up, who you're interviewing.
Exactly.
And I had this happen on a shoot. So I had Fernando take me on a shoot in Miami, and like I'm filming, like help them with whatever they needed. Point is, it was mostly all my equipment. But then somebody was standing next to me. I don't know who they are. I'm just doing my thing, and I was like, "Yeah, that's Michael. What was the name of it? I told you the name.
Sorry. Mark Anthony.
Yeah. So they were like, "That's
It was
Mar-"
Mark Anthony.
They were
Yeah.
like, "That's
He-
Mark Anthony. You know how
He
famous
was
he
next
is?"
to people.
Yeah, he was,
didn't know.
he was literally standing right
And
there, and
he
I
doesn't know.
Yeah,
and
he
I had
didn't
no
know.
idea because I don't know, and I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
doing my thing. So we were doing commercial basically for his wife or whatever.
Mm.
But now I could tell after, as soon as I was like, okay, I see there's a bodyguard there or whatever, or seems like at least a handler. You tell after you notice, but I'm just doing my work. I don't know. I'm just like whatever you guys need. So we're setting cameras, dinner dolly, lights, whatever. You know how it is. It's all.
It wasn't
hands on
J-Lo?
deck. No, it wasn't. No, but
That was 2 ex-wives ago. Couple wives ago.
So his apparently wife is also very famous because that's who the commercial was for. That's who we were actually filming.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway, that's what happened, and it was kind of funny to me
Yeah.
because so right next to me, I was like, this guy you're talking about? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh, Okay, so he's some famous that they play the music and everything. I was like,
Mhm.
okay. I mean, not that I understand.
Any of
It
it,
sounds
but
pretty good.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
but anyway, so that happens a lot. Like, and
Mhm.
you never know who you end up with. Like,
Yeah.
I just went there because I wanted to do a cool commercial with them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then you're like, oh, you're filming some famous
You don't even know.
person, yeah.
You don't even
And
know.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, awesome. I mean, it's good to know, but not that it changed anything.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, it's good to know. But like that, you never know where you end up or who you meet and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like that part about it.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Uh,
definitely a lot of pros of being the video professional.
Mhm.
Like I said before, you get to go first.
Yeah,
You get to go into areas that no one sees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like behind the scenes. I filmed a kind of like a recap for for my brother-in-law that he was the distinguished graduate for Valencia College. And I was with him all day, and I would decide, you know what, we're gonna make this a thing.
yeah.
And then we're like, all right, so we ended up on one of the campuses. Let's do the story first, and then the day of, then I'll just follow you around
Yeah,
and capture what I need. And it was awesome. But it was so cool seeing like the behind the scenes, like the empty stadium, the graduate, everyone just coming in and out. Me being like VIP, going here and there, and I'm just like, yo, this is awesome.
My entire thing, yeah. Usually, and not people shouldn't take advantage of this because we do really need this for a living, like access. But yeah, to be honest, you grab a big camera and you put on like a vest or whatever, you can basically go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
And you can also make, if you're a legit production company like I am, I have a media pass, so I can use my press pass or whatever and essentially go wherever.
A media media pass or
No, because we can issue one. So I have for all my people that work with me, we have media pass.
gotcha,
you know?
gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying because we're a media company.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like I have a legit media or press pass basically because there's not like a standardized one.
Yeah.
The company can issue one. So what I'm saying is I can use that and gain access to
different areas.
yeah. So
Yeah.
not like I said, I try not to abuse it, but it is pretty cool. I have been in places where, like, for example, I love doing India Day. You helped me with that this year, right, Mario? You remember like India Day?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
So we
yes,
had
yes.
full access to the court, the Kia Center. We
Mhm.
could go wherever. We had court
dope.
access. We could literally be on the court. We could go wherever. So it's cool. They had some, obviously halftime show. And then at the end they had like a post game show with the
Yeah.
this famous singer or whatever. But we were right there. Like we were allowed. Like everyone has to stay on the other side. But you're allowed to like literally go in. Do whatever you want to do because again we're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
be professional, but I'm saying if you look on the other side of it, we have full access. We could go back. We could have food.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
in the
and
press
the
room or
food,
whatever.
The food was amazing.
yeah.
What
In
they
that
had.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Oof, everything.
Yeah.
Like there was like a buffet,
That's-
right?
Yeah.
It
That's
was
also the
awesome.
good part about
Yeah.
being the video professional.
Yeah, you
get
get
fed.
and no, it's not all clients because
I know.
and I don't mind. I don't do this for food, but I'm saying some clients will be like, okay, we're ordering subs or whatever. It's just fine, good sandwich.
Yeah.
But then some clients will go all out. They're like, okay, we're going to the steakhouse, or we're going to this fancy place, right? We're gonna go over here. So you get to go to a lot of cool locations. You get to eat good food.
Yeah.
They treat you well because at the end of the day, you are treating them well, and you're also making them money, ideally.
Sure.
So it's like a good thing, and then that makes you want to, at least for me, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do good for this company because they're treating you right, you treat them right, you work with good people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's a healthy relationship.
true.
There's no negativity. You learn each other, and at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal, which
Yeah.
is whatever that video needs to achieve, right?
What's the reason for the video?
Yeah,
What's the,
exactly.
like,
And
goal?
how can
Mhm.
I do my best, and how can I bring other people who can do the best?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't feel like a work. Like you, I had a job
Mhm.
before this too,
The
and I was like,
sales,
this is just
Mhm.
miserable. I don't want to do that. So it's really
Mhm.
cool to be able to do something which you love.
Mhm.
And I don't know. It doesn't. Even though I work like 18 hours days, I'm running on 2 hours of sleep right now.
Yeah.
It still feels fun because I'm having this fun conversation with you that
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying versus forcing it just because to do it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's next for you now? Okay, so you're doing event photography, videography. You're doing your photo booth business.
So
You've done some corporate.
Yes.
Where do you see?
So I want to scale the video side of the businesses, I guess you want to say. So I have it for like two, like Instant Memories is the photo booth, and then Castillo Videos for the video. I do want to scale the video side, because I see that I could send people more for the photo booth. I don't have to be the person showing up. And I've at one point my mind is like, no, they've talked to me, they worked with me, and they want me. When I started sending people, and I was like, okay, your attendant is gonna be Christian, your attendant is gonna be whoever it was, it was like normal. And oh, we loved it, thank you so much. It was the same thing. So I was like, okay, I could remove myself when for the event. So as long as I have people to work it, that's fine. I'm good.
And you can use the advantage, like I was saying, your video skills.
Yes.
Most people would have to hire. You can make yourself. You can actually make videos to teach these people how you want your company represented. Hey, when you go to the location, do this, whatever, so that you know that every time they go, the experience is consistent too. So yeah, so that would make it easier to scale.
Next step for me is the video side, but also being on YouTube. Maybe I don't want to say the same as you guys. Well, I like yours. Yours is a different level. This is a different level, man. Yeah. If you look at this place, I wish you could like turn around the camera.
Yeah, which we're doing. So by the way, like I said, I'm trying. By the way, I'm not a YouTuber, right? I'm a filmmaker. I make films for other people. It's already awkward being on camera.
You're not making it look like
but this is easy because we're just having a conversation. I'm saying when I've been doing the YouTube video, we did this a little bit before this, and I was like, I started 3 times. I was like, we did a 2-hour podcast. No stuttering. And then I started recording a YouTube video. I'm like, what? What do I say? But I did make so Josh LeClaire Media was here last season. Shout out to him. He was nice enough to come and help me shoot a couple videos. Mari's editing them. So we're going to show people, obviously not this set. This is completely different. But how it used to be, there is a video coming how I converted this place. And when you see what it used to look like, I got to share that video with you. Because so when we bought this whole house was renovated except for the garage. So we renovated the garage to make this into a studio. But once you see it, you will be like surprised, like before and after. Yeah. So it's almost done. It's basically ready to go. We just need to post it. So I am trying, and like I said, my inspiration is the people that David got, like David Moorfield, the cranky cameraman, all the people that David got me into watching, and I'm like, that's actually really cool. I like it because it doesn't have to be cinematic. Yeah. To be honest, I'm not doing any videos like they're not fancy. All my YouTube videos are going to be with the cell phone, probably edited with the cell phone or edited by Mario. But they're nothing crazy. They're just me talking off the cuff, no scripts. And I think that's the type of content I like enjoying. And I think so other people will. And then there's so much value because the 3 that we've done so far, and I think by the time people watch this, it's probably out. But it's like studio tour and then also audio tour. Like, hi, what's in my audio bag? Let me show you. Because so many people have looked at my audio kit and go like, oh, what's all in there? So, you know, so being able to show all that. And so I think, and then a few I'm working on is the projects that I've been on the last few times. The Chicago one, we're going to do a couple of videos on that. It's really cool. Nice. How to take a van full of gear across, you know, he drove it. What, 2,000 miles? Oh, no. 1,200 miles? What was it, 17 hours? 20 hours?
It was, well, really 20 hours. Yeah. With all the stops.
Did you sleep in it?
No. They
well, we tried.
You tried
but no, we got a hotel. Yeah, okay.
But they drove him and Jared like the whole way, and I think that's gonna be a cool vlog. Again, it's not that much detail they were driving, but it's cool to share like how it like we recorded a few clips to show like how we packed it, how we went, how it helped us. So stuff like that I think is really cool. I don't know how many people on YouTube are sharing you know, them going 1,200 miles away to do a shoot and how they're taking a van full of gear. I think it's really cool content. I'm just making what I'd like to watch, but it's also not like you said, it's not what I would do for a client. I'm not fixing big lights and big cameras.
No, but I think with David literally expressed this a couple times on how his YouTube has helped him gain business. Yeah. And not because, hey, I'm selling. Again, it's because they're getting to know him. They're getting to know his style, how he does it, how he got this tripod, how he got this, whatever the case is. They already know kind of what he has and what he has to offer. But they enjoy his content because of that, you know. But it's also that networking part of it, right? Like, I know somebody that has a van that could come and shoot a huge commercial for somebody, you know. So it's one of those things that it's like YouTube is connecting pieces. That's how I got to the group. That's how I'm in that chat that I literally I'm on there all the time, trying to see what everyone's going up to and stuff like that. So it's cool, man. When you started the podcast, I started watching because it was one of those things that, you know what, why not? And it's interesting.
Did you get any value out of it? So
I have.
What you think? So having watched it, this is obviously same thing but slightly different. What do you think about season 1?
I enjoyed season 1. I
Did
enjoyed.
you get any real value? Be honest with me. Did you get any real? Did someone say something or do whatever that you thought was you can go take that in your business and maybe help your business? Your
I
business
think
side grow?
the one that comes to mind, it was two things, two people. I don't remember his name. One of them, the one that he does it on the Osmo. He's into
Justin.
yeah. He's on the Osmo all the time, and I met him before. I'm just really bad with names,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry, Justin. I'm really bad with names, but what the case is, like, he does everything on the Osmo, and it works. It works for what you do. It like, obviously everything is about your gear, but like your gear doesn't have to be really expensive. Just go get a $600 piece of equipment, and it works for him. It works. The other one was Ben, that I've worked with before, and his version on how to use social media.
Yeah.
And I have those saved because those things are important. You know, you
he
learn.
broke it down literally
He
what
literally-
to do exactly.
He literally
right?
broke
Yeah,
it down,
I
and it
loved
was it was definitely a good video. You know, and even I hope that everyone sees what you just did, because I haven't seen it done.
Yeah.
That you break it down a business and you break down how that you could help. That's also an aspect that that you don't see often.
Yeah.
David, and you see how he does this and how he does that and how his client is this, and even in Miami and how he prices, like all those things, like everyone's version of it, but yours, I don't know how many times I've played it, put it on the speaker, and I clean the house.
Oh, really? Yeah. See,
Yeah.
and that's what's designed. By the way, funny enough, this is literally made for what I listen to when I'm driving. Like like I said, we're about to go to a 4-hour drive, right? I'm like, what am I gonna play? Right? This is literally.
I'm gonna play
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly. So this is a perfect. You say that it's funny to me because that's exactly what I designed for. You just play in the background. You listen. You're just listening to people that think or at least feel enjoy the same things as you do.
Yeah.
So it's like not only you get to learn other people that you can actually hire and collaborate with, but also you can learn something from them. Because I've had we're talking and then somebody will just drop a golden nugget, right? And then you go back to just chilling and whatever. So it's pretty cool when you're like either driving
100%.
or you're cleaning or you're just I don't know, building a rig and it's just playing in the background, right? That's the point of
Literally, that's what I've enjoyed. Yeah, like it's because it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Literally, you could just play it and listen to it throughout the whole time that you do it. I've had it next to me on my computer while I'm editing. Obviously, it's just the visual part because I'm listening to more to this, and sometimes it kind of like distracts me too. And I was like, no, okay, I gotta stop. Hold on, let me get back to what I'm doing.
No, I had somebody tell me they were like they played it and then they only got to half the episode on this because they had a short flight. So and then they did a 3-4 day gig and then returned. They watched the other half.
Yeah.
Because that was the best time to watch it. They're not gonna watch it while they're working. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Look, I have no idea who's watching this. I just want to, like, for example, when we met last time at the meetup, I was like, oh, we got to talk more.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect opportunity for us to have this conversation and for people to hear, like, the journey that you're on, the things that you're learning and what we're doing. And just, I don't know, two filmmakers kind of just talking.
Exactly.
And, that's basically it. It's just entertainment. If somebody finds this entertaining,
I
I
hope
would.
so.
I would.
Yeah, me too.
I hope other people would. But no,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm making the YouTube. The goal with that is to, like, show people real stuff. Like, here's a real audio kit. Here's a real, what I do. Here's a shoot that we actually did that was paid for. Because YouTube isn't, for me, and I'm sure David says the same thing, but he's getting at least some money from YouTube. But my entire thing is, I'm not doing this for income, right? I luckily, thank goodness, I don't want anything to change. I have enough clients that just call me because I've been doing this long enough, right?
Yeah.
So I have enough income. This is more like, how can I now give back, build the community, help other people? I want everyone to be able to make 6 figures. But it takes a mindset change, right? And if I can help even 1-2 people or just entertainment, then why not, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, the crazy thing is we're coming to an end. It's been almost 2
That
hours.
is crazy.
Sometimes I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
So before we go, tell people about your 2 businesses. Where can they look up? They want to follow you or find more about you. Where do they go?
Of course. Instagram, social. I'm always on social. You're gonna see in the stories. I'm in social. Castillo Videos is one of them, and then Instant Memories or instantmemories.com or castillovideos.com. Simple as that. But great.
Yeah, if anyone
That's
wants
great.
to learn more about, I don't know, I'm really intrigued about the the photo booth business. Like I said, I don't do it, but I have been asked about it. And now I have a referral. Now I know exactly who to call. And then B, it just helps to know that, look, there's so many other avenues. Because even though I'd like to be just exclusively a video company, photo video is a thing. That's what people
It
assume.
really is.
And it makes sense for us to either invest in photo, or if not, partner with people like you.
Yeah.
So it can just be a together thing. Because if we can offer both photo, video, and a photo booth,
Yeah.
we're covering most of the event.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
add a event planner to the mix, then you're basically
people-
almost there, right?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
it's exactly. And then you can
Mhm.
then offer like the whole thing. You're like, hey, we can do everything. Plus, it'll be better than individually hiring, because now you're hiring people are good at what they do. They're not
Facts.
flaky or whatever. So this is awesome, man. Thanks for coming.
course.
I've thoroughly enjoyed the last 2 hours, and can't wait to do it again. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Appreciate
Of course,
it. Jose.
same, man.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you
one,
for
guys.
watching.
I don't know which camera we're at, but
Yeah,
I'm going.
that one.
Have a good
Yeah,
one, man.
and thank you, Mario. This has been a fun episode.
Yes.
Thank you,
Until
guys.
next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.